Welcome in everybody to NECC League of Legends action. We're heading into week 2 here. We've got some Division 1 action, which you always love to see, some D1 action. Group B here tonight, and a matchup of a couple of top 25 teams. Shibby, Weber State University, who are 1-0, ranked 16 on the CLAW Power Rankings, versus the University of Health Sciences and Pharmacy, Eutectics, over in St. Louis. They're 1-0. They're ranked 24th. Shibby, all right, I'm going to keep it a stack. You had some words coming in before we got on the broadcast about this matchup. I'm putting you on blast. What's the problem here?
I got beef. I
He's got
know
beef.
we've recently expanded the top 25. It was, I think, originally top 20. The CLOL Power Hub ranking is now everybody's taking them as gospel week to week.
Because they are.
Look. All I'm going to say is this. When you've got people in those power rankings telling me that when we get to the bottom of the teams, when we get to 20 to 25, even down to 16, sometimes it's a crapshoot. Then don't give me 25 teams. Just give me the best 15. Give me the best 15 so I can take it seriously. I don't care if you're ranked 22 and you're complaining that you should be ranked 21.
Producer Adam is just in our ear right now, like, Shimmy, shut up.
This is it. And you know what? I got some beef because Weber has something to prove to me. Weber and me got beef. They know I'm the MEC shill. I was the MEC guy, and they got knocked out round 1 last year in the CLOL Championship to my boys over at Ottawa. So I need to see this new Weber roster come in with some fire. They don't need to just win. They need to dominate, in my eyes, for me to take them seriously again. As we get into the rosters, Yanni, can you break it down for me?
Yeah, I can. We got a couple of changes over on the side of Weber specifically, right? This is a team that, they made it to the top 32 of CLAW last year. A team that everybody kind of thought was going to go deep out in the West that didn't. They had Zadox in the jungle, Sendy playing AD carry, and St. Daniel at support. But now, a couple of changes, right? Over the offseason, only 35 was with them playing ACL. Well, only 35 is over on Winthrop now. So they were able to get Gloomgrove, who is new to the party, as well as U13 filling in that bot lane AD carry and jungle specifically. And they've moved Sendy from AD carry to support on the other side for the Eutectics. This is the team that won the NECC last season. In this particular division, this Division 1, they beat GVU 3-1. This is a team that seems like they're good enough, Shibby, to get to the big dance, and winning against Weber would be huge for them to maybe make it into the CLAW championship later.
Yeah, and I had a real good time watching the makeshift Weber roster, I will say, during their ACL 2024 run. They played in the fall. They had a bit of a different roster, like you said.
Playoffs.
Yeah, they made playoffs. They went 5-3 in the round robin stage. They were in a tough group. I mean, I think that's definitely something to be proud of because that ACL in the fall was absolutely stacked.
ACL goes crazy.
Yeah, you had NACL players, you had tier 3 prospects. I mean, man, it was really cool. You had some crazy imports playing in there. I mean, yeah, I was definitely very impressed, and I liked the fact that they went in and looked for competition, right? They didn't just sit around on their hands waiting for the collegiate season to come up. They wanted to get one, they wanted to compete some more, and I really love that initiative from Weber. Now, the Eutectics, like you mentioned, it's a team that we've casted time and time again before, right? They're coming up, like you said, stepping up to the plate, coming to the big leagues. I think this is a big proving moment for them, especially, like you said, against Weber, a team that made top 32, a team that came out of the West first, right? As much as I meme and joke around that the West are frauds, they've got good teams. It's not easy to win the West by any means. There are 4-5 teams deep. So I love this matchup. I think both of these teams have a lot to prove for varying different reasons like we highlighted.
Yeah, I didn't know that you think they're frauds, but most people thought the West were frauds. I did not. I voted for them. I knew they were good. I voted for a bunch of teams out in the West last season, but that's neither here nor there where my allegiances lie or anything like that. I love CLAW and I love all the teams. But digging into the real meat and potatoes of this matchup should be, because this is a matchup that I feel like we've seen before at some point in time. I don't know when, but it just feels like it's had to have, right? And the mid lane specifically is where I want to look at. I want to see Goku versus Evrot. And the big reason why is because, the history between these guys as players, and what they've done CB law and everything like that. It's just not something you see every day, especially in C law.
Yeah, it's really funny. Both of these mid laners obviously competed like in CB LOL. When I used to do the CB LOL English broadcast back when it was a fan one, I got to actually commentate on these guys when they were on Flamengo, when Evra, I believe, was also on Kaboom. I believe he played for Renska at the time as well, Renska Academy. Like, these are players from CB LOL. They've played in that region. They're imports by what we define as an import, and they're pretty good mid laners, right? They're nothing to kind of look at and pass by. You've definitely got to respect them. And it's really funny that these guys somehow, some way, almost as if they're fated to meet each other, they've somehow ended up in America competing against each other in NEC in CLOL after competing against each other in the South American region.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Do you recall any matches that they played against each other? Did you
Oh,
get
this
the
was a long
opportunity
this was
to?
a long time ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
no, I know it was a while ago. So
yeah, this was around 2021, 2022. I believe Flamengo and Academy and Renska Academy might have played against each other at one point, maybe towards the tail end. I believe both of them as well. I will say, I think Goku was playing on the tier 1 level in CB LOL much earlier than Evrot. Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they're I don't know how much
They were
overlap there
both on
was
that
in regards
Rasengan
to.
roster in
Yeah,
2022.
yeah, unfortunately Renska, they don't exist with us anymore. Crypto took them out.
R.I.P.
Uh
Oh, geez.
yeah.
Crypto took out a lot, man.
Crypto took him out, unfortunately, just like a lot of esports. So unfortunately, Renska was not a team anymore. So I like that they found a new light, I would say, or they found a new motivation
They might
to
have
come into CLOL to
2022
compete in
Split
NECC. And I kind of enjoy that we get to see a CB LOL mid matchup in CLOL of all regions.
Yeah, I'm looking now, and I'm pretty sure they did play against each other in Split 1 of 2022. If
Yeah,
I didn't have
sounds
to
about
work,
right.
if I didn't have to, oh, no, they didn't play in Split 1 of 2022. Oh, Everett wasn't in Split 1 of 2022.
No.
Damn. If I didn't have to work a regular old job, I would have been able to pull this up ahead of time. Maybe even had clips for us to share or something like that. But it's unfortunate, right? But instead, we'll have new clips created today of these mid laners specifically. I'm excited to see what they bring to the table. I mean, both of these guys getting up there in esports age. I believe they're both 28. I hate to say that when I'm older than them, but it is what it is. It
I
absolutely
think
is what it is. But you know what? It's going to be great anyway. I'm really excited for that, and I'm also really interested to see this bottom lane of Weber come through. Sindelian, who has now moved to support, a really fantastic AD carry, has been constantly hitting challenger. Now they're moving him to support. I want to see what Gloomgrove is able to bring to the table as we are getting into picks and bans, Shibby.
Yeah, Gloomgrove, a lot on his shoulders, right? You're moving arguably one of your better players from your bottom lane side into support. So they have to believe in Gloomgrove to some extent, right? I mean, putting Sendy on that support role. I mean, obviously he's familiar with the bot lane, like you said. Maybe he can guide Gloomgrove through the lane phase. Because today, playing AD carry, you've just got to clean up these fights. You've got to make sure that you're ready when the opportunity comes to get that pentakill, to get that quadrukill when you're rolling through some of these fights here. Meta right now, pretty interesting. Skarner, pretty much an instant ban. That's the old Skarner portrait as well. I love that. Good throwback.
Throwback.
I love that one. I mean, he's pick banned pretty much. I've seen him banned all the time here. Eutectics, though, I'm really looking towards Evra, and I'm really looking towards J Rockets. I think those two guys, the solo laners for the Eutectics, have always been ones to impress me. They've done really great things when we got to cast them last year when they were competing in different divisions. And some of our, kind of, I wouldn't say hometown heroes, but people we know, Sir Zepri down in that bottom lane.
Yes, sir.
I remember casting this guy way back in the day, right? He was slogging it through tier 3. I mean, he was just going through so many trials and tribulations to finally see him on this CLOL stage. We've seen him compete in OQs, I believe. I mean, I'm just very happy to see someone like this competing in CLOL, competing at this level, and really making something of his skill.
And we're seeing the Eutectics give some respect over to the top side of the map. We're seeing you get targeted out here. Belveth and Pantheon are gone. Meanwhile, Urgot is taken away for Jexer. I believe we got to see Jexer on that pick a couple of times last year and, throughout the year and was very good. And we're going to see a first pick Corki come through for the Eutectics.
Yeah, super strong pick. Can go mid lane, can go bot lane, right? You can flex it between the two. It's really good AD damage, has that true damage, scales very, very well. This is a good pick from the Eutectics. But there's another champion that has been creeping up in priority, Varus. And you, again, another character that can kind of fill different roles. You can play a poke composition if you want. I've been seeing a lot of on-hit Varus get success in solo queue, but I mean, it just depends, right? Are you opting in for lane dominance or for front to back? That's the big choice you have to make here. And with Weaver picking up this Cassante, definitely feels like you could opt in for a front to back Vera style fight and not really lose out too much on the poke end. I mean, you don't really have to go poke. There's no necessity for Weaver to play a harder game than is.
Yeah, without a doubt. And, depends on multiple factors, right? What are you going to see on the other end? Well, Yone coming through means that, well, this guy might be in your face a little bit, and you might be better off going with the on hit. And
Ooh.
with that Sejuani getting locked in, the typical pairing of Sejuani Yone, very strong. I'd imagine we're going to see Gloomgrove go with that on hit build you were talking about.
Yeah, it's a new age Sejuani Irelia. Before Yone was out, yeah, you youngsters, they used to be Sejuani Irelia was the premier mid 2v2 that, jungle and mid laners would stomp with. Yone has taken that spot. He's a lot more flexible, really good in the team fights, can split push, can actually lane into Cassante pretty well if they want to kind of flex that in. I know we've seen a lot of like the Bork, Frostborn, Yone. That's still very, very good. And interestingly enough, picking up this Lilia, I feel like Goku's going to opt in for an AD mid laner himself. Could we see the Irelia getting popped in as we do get into the second round of bans here? What I'm looking at for the Eutectics to complete this composition out, I love that they have Engage. I love that they got Sejuani. They've got a really good, strong mid 2v2 combo, but they have to get a lead somewhere else in regards to, because in jungle, they're going to get outpaced a lot by Lilia. So I'm really looking for like a heavy top lane pick or a very aggressive 2v2 in the bottom lane, right? Corki plus an Engage support or Corki plus like a Karma, something poke heavy, because this Varus, even if he opts in for that more on-hit variation build that you talked about, can really establish lane dominance early, and I feel like it's really hard to, get a hold of that lane once he's established control.
Yeah, I'm thinking for the Eutectics, maybe a Nautilus would be in the cards here. Get that point and click for the Lilia, which is typically really hard to lock
Ooh.
down. I love this for Weaver. They need a little bit more engage. They're going to opt into the rel. Let's engage in a can, right?
Yeah, I mean, it got handed to them on a platter, right? Eutectics banned away the poppy specifically, so that immediately, and look at your crystal ball already working. Nautilus is going to come in, easy peasy, lemon squeezy for Sir Zepri and Reyes here. But yeah, I mean,
here somewhere.
that rel pick, yeah, I mean, it just kind of comes in here, and then Syndra coming in for the Eutectics. So it is going to be that Yone coming in for that top lane that we talked about into Cassante. It's a very good matchup. Now, what are we going to see here? I think it's going to be Irelia. It should be Irelia Lilia, but I think it's going to be tough to lane into that Syndra. I mean, you don't have Aurora up. Maybe you could opt in for an Orianna if you're feeling like a wombo combo with the Rel, but I feel like that's not super meta right now. I mean,
Maybe we
Yanni,
see we see a physical damage dealer in the mid lane, other than Aurelia. Maybe some sort of range champion. Getting confirmation now that it's Tryndamere. Tryndamere mid for Goku.
Okay.
Okay, Tryndamere mid is definitely a curveball. I don't know how much I like Tryndamere into a Sejuani, but it's a good pick, right? It's solid. Now the question is, Shibby, are we going to see them move around lanes? Because everybody knows that Cassante is a champion that works really well into lane swaps. Um, is there a world where maybe we see this Cassante go mid, and we send Goku to the top lane to get him in a 1v1 versus Yone? How is the Yone Tryndamere matchup? You should know this and be on top of this, right? The most common matchup in the game, right?
Yeah, the most common matchup in the top lane. I will say this, Goku in his professional career from season 7 up until season 12 has not played a single Tryndamere game. This is his first.
Let's get it.
We'll call it official competitive Tryndamere game.
This is official competitive, yeah.
Yeah, this is official competitive Tryndamere game here. And I mean, you could see the lane swap. I actually am interested to see how this Syndra works out. Yeah, he's going to go Tryndamere mid. He doesn't want your lane swap shenanigans. I think it's completely fine. I don't think you want to put Cassante in such a devastating matchup. I think both Yone and Syndra kind of just mess with him a lot. He's not going to get a lot of CS. At least with the Yone, you have that ability to 1v1. You have that ability to outplay with your ultimate. It's really tough closing the gap onto a Syndra. So it's up to Evrot on the mechanical prowess to consistently stun this Tryndamere as soon as he ease in. It is purely a mechanical reactions-based kind of matchup for Evrot here. It's his lane to lose, in my opinion.
Shibby, this also begs the question, will we see Weaver swap into the Yone as Yu is in a little bit of trouble here? Knockup's available. Yu is tagged very low. He's going to flash, but still gets caught. But no, they turn it around. Oh! Johnny Rockets, he flashes forward, but he goes down. And now Evrot's got to get the heck out of there. The question is, does Sendy have anything available in the back pocket? Grace is going to be the one targeted. He'll take a little bit of damage. Hook goes back in.
Wow.
The dust finally settles, and it's a first kill for Gloomgrove, the new AD carry.
Yeah, I mean, good pickup for him. He's also opted in for the Hail of Blade, so we still might see that poke-oriented build. I'd say you could argue you could go on hit still if you want, but this screams to me, Poke Varus is probably going to come back with like a longsword and a tier after 1 to 2 waves. Interestingly enough, the flash was burnt from Johnny Rockets, which is much more important than Lilia's flash being blown here or used. That is a round 2 gank if I've ever seen it. He could opt into full clear and then go top lane. That flash is going to be down up until about the 4.5 to 5 minute mark here. And Evrot, I told you got to play the range game, buddy. You can't just get crit out of nowhere. Goku giving him some pain right now.
Yeah, it is rough stuff here in the early goings for the Eutectics. And Shibby, what I'd really love to see, I would love to see Weaver decide, hey, you know what? We see that the Yone is down a flash. Get a cheater recall in the bottom lane and just set full send top. Just go top.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a solid plan here. I also think you has to stay in the momentum game, right? Like you obviously clear so much faster than Jane here on the Sejuani, but you also have to prevent the Sejuani from getting all of these ganks off, right? Really good laners, really good setup. You've got Nautilus in that bottom lane for himself. You've got Yone in that top side. Even Evrot, who's not a melee champion, can set up these Sejuani ganks because of that stun, because of that the CC coming in onto Goku-chan potentially, who doesn't have TP available, right? Who's opted in for Flash Ghost. So 1 or 2 kills in that lane could just make this a nightmare for this Tryndamere here. So on top of outpacing Jaime, Yu also has to be in his shadow. He has to be standing side by side with him, making sure that he can't get any ganks off.
Yu is slightly behind right now as Jaime is in position in that bottom tri-brush, but the word is there from Sendy. So they're aware that he's coming.
Okay.
Jaime at level 4 to use level 3 for right now, but everybody's on wards. Now Jaime and company will move in. Hook does not land on the Sendy as Jaime takes on Yu on the side. Sendy only about half HP as Jaime's coming back, and Sendy goes over to him. Is ignited. They're going to burst out Jaime, and he goes down. But now Gloomgrove is alone with Rias and Sir Zephyr, and they have plenty of damage. Cleanse gets used. Rias is going to be the target, but multiple members go down. Yu needs to find a way to buy time, but it's a triple kill for Sir Zephyr, and now Goku is the one who gets hooked. No way, we're going to see a quadra kill because he's got a flash ghost. Sir Zephyr 3 in the back pocket, and the Eutectics on top in that fight.
That is a 3-0 Corki, Yanni. And I feel like I'm getting deja vu flashbacks because I saw a 3-0 Corki not too long ago carry a game of his, and that was on Ole Miss, and that was Shogo. And granted, Zebra and Shogo, not the same AD carry, but damn does this champion put on the carry pants, especially when you accelerate him to this point. He's got a sheen, he's got a tier, and he's going to bring an absolute freight train down to that bottom lane. Gloomgrove and Sendy not going to be too happy with that. Gloomgrove did end up picking another kill for himself, so he is 2-1. But a 3-0 Corki, I mean, that is tough to deal with if you're Weaver.
It is, but on the other side, there's still a serrated Dark, pretty similar in power to the Sheen. There might be a window for Weaver to do something, but a really disastrous first play. I suppose it could have gone worse. Jaime only got 1 assist out of that. You know, so you got 2 assists onto you. Not trying to say that that's a positive thing, but it could have been worse.
Silver lining for sure. And No, we have casted this Eutectics roster before, and one of the big things I've seen, and
Oh,
we'll
no.
talk about it more when we get to the mid-game.
No.
You.
You is so dead, bro. Everybody's here. He's got his flash, but he's at the edge of the wall.
Nah.
Serzepri gets kill number 4. 5.5 minutes in, James of the Dragon.
Yeah, that's really tough. That's unfortunate. We're not really tracking where Jame could be, because obviously they started both on the top side. You needs to be able to understand like when he could go for these crabs, especially if he doesn't have that lane prio. I don't know if Sendi's gonna actually be able to do anything here. Like, he might just give his life for nothing. One thing I will say is we do see an all-out coming from Jexor.
Good stop there from Jexor to make sure Johnny Rockets can't get that far away. Not able to land the Q. Dragon has been taken by the Eutectics. The Grubs are up, and Weber is up there quick.
Yeah, and Weber already 1 of 3 towards those boot upgrades or the feats of warfare, right? They've got the 3 kills very squared away into their pockets. You either get 3 neutral objectives, which are going to be at least slightly delayed because you're going to go for these grubs, or you get first tower. Gloomgrove might be dead here. Uh-oh. They're bringing out the underhanded tactics in the bottom lane, potentially.
Rhea showed on the wave. I thought he was going to sit in there for a little bit longer, but it says they spot him out, but that's been on him for like the last 30 seconds, so surely not, as Serzepri is able to collect 2 plates for himself. Jame now level 6, which means this is very dangerous for Sendi and Gloomgrove.
Yeah, what I want to see you do here is just beeline it towards that blue side of Jame, right? They know he's here. They know he's on this bottom side. I don't think you can bail him out. Now that you got Sendi here, I want to see him just run from Raptors all the way to that opposite side of the jungle. Make Jame pay for committing time to deny your 80 carry, right? Don't try to run there late and then get nothing out of it. As we see it, Johnny Rockets also understands that his own teammate's jungle is in trouble, so he's going to try to defend it here. Goku does have to back out as well. I'm pretty sure Jame has to at least concede his blue buff and his Gromp. I don't know if he's going to go for the Wolf as well.
Oh, Sendi gets bursted out. He lands the stun, sure. Serzepri cleanses the Ignite. No, the flash is not there. Can he land the Q? He's got to hit it, and he does. It's a shutdown for Gloomgrove, and now he's in a 1v1 with Rias. But remember, these supports, they got some damage on him. Gloomgrove has to try to kite it out, but he's got 3 stacks and the full Q. Just a little bit more. Rias is going to be able to flash away. Gloomgrove charging up, and the shot through the back. He's 4-1.
Oh, what a fadeaway. Steph Curry-esque in my mind. Gloomgrove hanging it out in the 2v1, picks up the kill, and that massive charged piercing bolt, right? The WQ specifically is Goku-chan burns the ult.
He's all right. Uh-oh, Fate Sealed, it doesn't land! Johnny Rockets is in a real bad spot right now. 1 stack in the queue, but nobody can hit him. The all-out is there. He gets hit by the Swirl Seed, and Jexor will pick up the kill.
Respect that, as we see Sendi giving Evrod a little bit of love. Good ultimate coming out from the Tryndamere to negate the execution damage and the burst coming out from Evrod. That is a pseudo counter, I would argue, ultimate for ultimate here. But, I mean, this game was pretty squared away in the Eutectics' hand, and they've kind of given a couple kills here and there back over to Weber. You've got a 4-1 poke Varus. He's already got that Youmu's in his pocket, but they're going to dive.
Oh, he's alone. He uses his ultimate. He roots multiple under the turret, but Gloomgrove is getting bursted so hard. He goes down without a trade, and Rias tanks up the turret. Well done by the Eutectics.
Yeah, good tower tanking specifically. Very good dive. Both tanks juggling that aggro. We obviously saw Zepri on the top side there, making sure he doesn't tank any aggro, even with his Valkyrie going out of position or out to that tri-bush. No chase from Sendi is these supports fighting it out here, but I don't think too much is going to happen. Feels like Yu is a step behind right now, right? Jame is initiating these tower dives. He's winning on these 3v3s, right? He's just making sure he's that CC machine so that Corki can clean up these kills. It feels tough for Yu. He's got a small CS advantage, but definitely not the camp lead I would expect from a Lilia into a Sejuani. He should be 2, 3, 4 camps up in my mind.
Yeah, it feels like he hasn't been able to really set his feet this game after that invade. Sure, it went the way of Weaver, right? But he started chickens with like 150 HP, I think, Chibi. Like,
yeah,
that when you start your jungle clears that low, you need to be that much more careful on your micro as opposed to team macro, which for your first clear can slow you down by a whole lot.
Yeah, it's tough. Eutectics still have about a 1,000 gold lead here. Both bottom laners on their one-item power spikes, we'll call it. Both trending towards that tier, although Zipri does have a little bit of a head start. But the Triforce being completed for Zipri, I think much scarier than that Youmuu's. Specifically when it comes to these skirmishes, as Eutectics should be able to get this first tower and get those upgraded boots. As we do see a pseudo lane swap for Weber, as they want to secure 6 grubs here because they have that split pushing power, both with the Tryndamere and the Cassante. It's very scary if he starts splitting down these side lanes and you don't really pay attention to him.
Yep, looks like that one will go over to the Eutectics, building up on their gold lead even more. They're going to try to make a play on the Johnny Rockets here, and they got plenty of damage. Sendy will be the one getting the kill as the turret is traded on the bottom side. We're seeing Jexor go in on Zipri here, but Sir Zipri, he does so much damage, as you mentioned, taking Jexor down to about half HP. Meanwhile, the Dragon started up for the Eutectics, looking for their second. It's going to be a full Dragon grub trade, so 6 grubs for Weaver could be beneficial, especially with a Trinity.
Yeah, but you kind of have to answer this Dragon stacking eventually, right? As I say that, though, Cloud Soul is what the reward is going to be for the Eutectics.
Oh, Fate sealed. Wait, he's in a 1v1. Bloomgrove is in a little bit of trouble now. He's going to try to get away from Johnny Rockets, and Rias is just enough to buy some time. Johnny Rockets want more too, or tagged. You getting knocked up and ignited. Swirl Seed out, doesn't connect. With a pull back, and now Goku-chan's got to use his Undying Rage. But it's a heated up turret. He gets the kill, but goes 1 for 1 anyway. And Sendy has been caught out by the rest of Weaver as they are around. The Eutectics making that play. Things just went really crazy in that fight, Shibby.
Yeah, a lot happened on that top side. All the meanwhile, Jame was taking that Dragon, but still, Johnny Rocket's getting a nice 1v1 onto Gloomgrove. Because Varus is that burst-orientated kind of build, he can't stick it out in those long-drawn 1v1s, right? He has to use all of his burst and pray that his cooldowns come back up before you can slice him down here. That's a lethal tempo Yone with Bork in his hand, plus the Berserker Greaves. He's going to slice you down very, very quickly. And that tower dive, like you said, you unfortunately took 1 too many turret shots. Overall, Eutectics just moving on the map better, getting to these plays quicker. Again, though I said you feels a step behind, now it kind of feels like Weber is a step behind.
Just a bit of a 3v2 up here. Sendy goes in. He's going to land the Magnet Storm onto 2. The all-out is onto Sir Zipri. Down to half HP. Jexor's going to start tanking, but a good stun means that Zipri gets out. And they turn it on its head. They turn it on its head, Shibby. The Eutectics are fighting back. Jexor is low. Rias will survive as a double kill for Zipri. Tell me it's another triple for the lad. He's 7-1.
Huge triple kill, like you said. The Eutectics, again, just being able to respond. Even then, Weber had 3 there, but they got a little aggressive. They weren't keeping track of summoners. Zipri had Cleanse, Zipri had Flash. Gloomgrove, unfortunately, gonna have the Youmuu's out of there. And a massive Glacial Prison coming out from Jame. Stuns the Nautilus, so no more follow-up CC can come in. But the aura, the Frost aura, actually slows down Jexor, so he can't even confirm the kill. And they both get caught under the massive AoE of Corki. The true damage being shredding their HP bar on top of the rockets. It was a recipe for disaster for Weaver. It just took a little too long. And like you said, another triple kill. That's a Muramana in his pocket. He's working towards that Manamune evolve very, very quickly. So Zipri's the strongest guy on the map right now.
Are you telling me it's shame time because he's got aura as Rias gets caught out there? That's the one thing that Weaver can hang their hats on. It's the pick potential from Gloomgrove.
Yeah, and as we see a 1v1 go through.
This is going to be a 2v2 very quickly. Jame is here. Swirl Sleeve lands onto Johnny Rockets. There's the Fate sealed as they turn it around on you, and he goes down. Goku will survive and get the healing, but the teleport is here as Jame is trying to stick on them. That teleport takes a long time. Evrot is here, but there's a teleport on the backside. That's going to be Jexor trying to link up, but Sir Zipri is too strong. You can't be near this guy.
Yeah, I feel like teams still haven't figured out. Yeah,
oh my god, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah, those
even
teleports.
Even at tier 1.
Yeah, you don't have overnight shipping. This is like USPS, man. This is like 10 days, 10 business days, these teleports. It's not quick anymore.
It's 1 to 2 business weeks.
One thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that, we've casted these Eutectics. We've talked about them before. One of the tendencies that this roster has had, one of the tendencies they've had, is that during the mid game, they do kind of get caught out a little bit. I'm not going to point a spotlight specifically to Zephyr, as he is 7-1 right now. He's doing a very good job. But we have seen a tendency for this team to kind of randomly give up kills in the mid game, right? Whether they're over-aggressing on a mid-wave, or they're not hand-to-hand in the top side, something like that. And with this new objective that has popped up, right, the Otacon, it's even more important that you don't get caught out around the 18 to 19 minute mark, around that mid-game slump, where things start to slow down, where teams start to rotate, pick up CS. It's very, very important that the Eutectics keep their composure here, because a team like Weber, you give him a couple kills, you give this Trend a little bit more money in his pocket, and it could be a very different story come Otacon time. One of those objectives that absolutely flips the game on its head, potentially, as Johnny Rockets just slices and dices Goku-chan to pieces.
Yeah, that's bad if you're Weber. You are not feeling good about that one, as the siege is on here. It's a 4v3. We'll see if Yu is able to get anything on the flank, as the mid-outer turret will fall. Ping's going on to the Dragon now.
Third Dragon going to be picked up for the Eutectics most likely. I don't think Weber has any sort of urgency regarding Cloud Soul nor this Cloud Dragon. They might just opt up to give this Cloud Soul realistically. I don't feel like it's game ending. Not too many people can make a ton of usage out of it, unfortunately. Really, it's only Yone in my mind. Like, Everett likes it, but it's not like a game changer. Jame is not a game changer. I don't think it really helps Corki that much on his rockets. Like, gives him a little bit more move speed. So I would be completely okay with Weber conceding this next Dragon that's coming up in about 5 minutes. Potentially fighting for this Elder Dragon here. But Otacon is definitely going to give us something more to fight about very, very soon.
Interesting itemization choice by Everett here. He's gone into the Swifties on this Syndra, so he knows where the bread is buttered. He's got his Corki, who is 7-1, almost on that Muramana, and he's got Johnny Rockets, who can solo kill Goku. He said, you know what? Let me get this movement speed. Let me get around the map, as Goku is... Oh, why did he ghost?
That's the eternal question. Why did he ghost? I'm not really sure.
Maybe he thought he could ghost.
Maybe he thought he could ghost and swing over on that backside near that Cry Bush, potentially get out here. As you see the Rift Herald being picked up by the Eutectics, and Johnny Rockets 4-4 right now. Had a bit of a rough laning phase in my mind, but was able to get some really good isolated kills. One onto Gloomgrove, I believe. Now he's gotten two onto Goku-chan. I think he picked up one during that skirmish that happened on that top side. He's really kind of put himself back into this game, and I like that you mentioned the movement speed boots.
How fast he is.
For Everett. Yeah, because he's stacking the Cloud Dragon. He's got the Swifties. I believe the upgrade from you get for the feats of strength as well gives him even more move speed. Realistically, he's in a mobile mid, and the only way that Weber can kind of win, like you said, is that pick composition. How do you pick someone that's moving at the speed of sound?
He's shifty.
He's a sneaky athletic, is what Everett is right now.
Cooper de Jean, perhaps.
Potentially.
I'm sorry. I'm an
Luka
Eagles fan.
Luka Doncic-esque, even some would argue.
Luka-esque. Yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, sir, if Everett's Luka, I mean, Sir Zephyr is clearly Jokic, because he is unbothered in this game. So many times it looked like, oh, maybe he's not able to make this play, and just, you know, he's so nonchalant with it, right? He's never panicked for a moment. Johnny Rockets, he might be panicking shortly, because the entire squad is here to take him out. He doesn't get tagged by the Swirl Seed. He only hits one on the knockup. He's got a big shield, sure, but there are way too many members, and it's a shutdown for you.
That's good. I mean, consolation prize is, you know, we take a look at the gold. They are 7,000 gold down right now.
My goodness.
Gloomgrove might just be dead. Okay.
Oh. Bit of a miss there, but Gloomgrove might just be dead. As you said, he's knocked up, but the roots are out. Teleport coming in to try to protect the team, but Jame is so low. Sendy can't find a way in, but Sir Zephyr doesn't have a lot of mana left. If Goku can get here in time, Sendy's going to have to send it. Instead, he's going to get targeted out now. He's going to go in. He gets them both. Here we go. Jame trying to help out. There's the Unleashed Power on the Sendy down to half. They're going to target out Rias. The knockup's on the Zephyr. He flashes away. Goku-chan trying to go hard, but he gets knocked away, and he gets stunned. He's denied. He's denied. Rias will be dead on the backside. They will at least get one, but it could have been a lot worse.
Oh, it could have been so much worse. Unfortunately, Mutombo plays for the Eutectics as they absolutely deny Goku-chan. Stun after stun. It was Everett's stun into James' stun, and that was absolutely crucial because it times out Goku-chan's ultimate there, doesn't allow him to go dive any deeper. That was a good play from Weber. It could have been so much more, but really good mechanics from the Eutectics to stifle the bleeding, specifically only losing their support. That was a big play. A lot of big cooldowns used as well. Sendy, Rel specifically, not having his flash up for these next 5 minutes, especially around this Otacon, could be the crucial summoner that they need to potentially turn this fight around. Goku!
Oh, Goku is in trouble. Remember, he doesn't have his ultimate. He's stuck. Now they're going to try to make the fight happen. Yu's got to make a big play. He goes golden, but here's Johnny Rockets, and your fate is sealed. Yu is getting low, but Sir Zebri got caught up, and he goes down. They're able to take out Yu, but Gloomgrove has joined the fight.
Gloomgrove's here.
Brius is getting knocked down, is stuck in a 3v1, and it's another fight win coming out for Weber.
Down 7,000 gold, but it doesn't even matter. And this was those tendencies that we talked about, right? Randomly dying in the mid game, randomly getting caught out. Like Zebri shouldn't be dead as Gloomgrove yoinked that red buff away from Johnny Rock. It was his to take. It was his to take. It was his own red buff.
My God, so, Everott's so fast.
Yeah, Everott zooming at the speed of sound right now. But I love the fact that Weber, despite being down in gold, they have found some winning fight scenarios. They have prioritized and isolated a lot of the crucial targets, right? Really, this team rests on Zebri's shoulder. Like, Johnny Rock is definitely big fate sealed, big carry for this team, but he's just not there yet. Really, it's this 3-item Zebri that has been able to shred through Weber. Once they take him down, you kind of see the oomph, right? The power from Eutectics gets lower and lower as Goku pops the ultimate.
Yeah, he's going in. Johnny Rockets could be in trouble. Knockups there, but he's able to get a kill in a 1v4. That means one member is down, but this dragon is getting lower. 6,000 HP as Weber is looking to get in. Yu is on the Grand Pierre. Swirl Seed doesn't do anything. Jexor can't get close. It's going to be a Cloud Soul picked up for the Eutectics.
Yeah, I feel like they've kind of subscribed to that same thinking of like, it's just a Cloud Soul. Let's not throw away our lives and potentially lose Cloud Soul and Otacon that is still up on the board right now on that top side. Pings are going down. Eutectics, they've popped this Rift Herald, and they're going to try to make a play on that top side, but instead they're looking for a pick. They're waiting for somebody to face check, and unfortunately, Sendy's that man.
Oh, Sendy goes in, but he hits a 3-man Magnet Storm, but it's a 4v2. Jexor's in there. He's going to all out, but he doesn't all out very far. Drowsy is the Corky, but it matters not as Sir Zebri takes him down. And Chibi, you have to wonder. Oh, wait. Maybe a turnaround here as the root is out. James is getting low. Everott doesn't have a ton of damage right now, so Gloomgrove can be safe, but they don't have the CC to lock anybody down. It's just going to be mistakes that need to be done.
Oh, God.
No, he steps up too far. Gloomgrove goes down to the Fate Sealed, and the Eutectics have the hold on this game again.
I love that play from the Eutectics, right? So simple in most regards, right? Pop the Rift Field on the bottom side, force somebody answer, deny vision on the top side, and just wait for them to walk in. Jungler is still up. Yanni, I've seen this time and time again. Junglers just can't secure Otacon for whatever reason.
Well, you can't even make a play here. He's got to go golden because he got engaged on. Goku's got to use his ultimate and get out. Yeah, he can't secure it. James did not secure it. It was secured by Everott. They're going to get all those flowers and that extra buff from the Ruinous Otacon.
Yeah, it's going to increase their individual dragon buffs, right? The epic monsters, once they get Baron, it's coming up in about a minute. I mean, also they get a boatload of free stats. Look, not as OP as Voracious, but Ruinous Otacon definitely gives you that hidden gold that you don't really see on the scoreboard here. Yeah, it's 6,000 gold in Eutectic favor. I would say it's more like 8.5 because of all the free buffs you get from the flowers, from the individual epic monsters, everything like that. It can add up very, very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, when you have every dragon, 25%, you've got the soul, 25% of that as well. I mean, that's really hard to contend with. And finally, we're seeing Weber make something positive happen. Goku is on the side lanes here with 6 grubs. I don't even know if he's going to get this turret without dying. It looks like he's just not going to be able to get the turret. I mean, this is just something that Weber hasn't been able to do all game. You've got Cassante, you've got Trinamir, you've got 6 grubs, and you can't split push.
Oh, well, they've got a 3-item Johnny Rockets. Unfortunately, you can't split push into that. I mean, Goku-chan's been stuck on 1.5 items for, I want to say, the last 10 minutes. It's tough. This Trinamir pick something that he has not picked at all in his competitive career, shockingly not going his way. Maybe underestimating the Eutectics just a little bit.
You is gonna die. You are dead as he's sent back to the base. And Goku is forced to use his Undying Rage. Johnny Rockets is a mess.
Yeah, I mean, with that pressure that he's creating in that bottom side, Eutectics are able to get nice dodge as well. I mean, oh my god, this guy's just putting him on a poster.
Oh, they flash on him. They flash on him, and look at the big shields. No way! No way! All right, Gloomgrove says, settle down now, young man, but still, it's just over. It's over, Shitty.
Yeah, I think they're going to be able to push down into this mid lane. Baroned up minions. You've got Porky still alive. You've got Evrot still alive. TP available for Johnny Rockets when he comes back up. I don't know if they'll actually push for the game end. They might just play the safe route here.
Goku's getting 1v1 by James.
That's the tickle monster. That's not Goku-chan. That's the tickle monster.
Oh, no, bro. He looks more like Yamcha after this one. 1-5-5. It's been a rough game for the mid laner on Weaver.
I mean, this composition definitely had some tough outlook, especially when James on the Sejuani tank, when they drafted 3 AD, right? Cassante, Tryndamere, and a non-on-hit Varus. Yeah, you're never going to be able to burst through this guy. He's got Heartsteel, he's got Unending Despair. I mean, he's just absolutely unstoppable. Sendi's looking for something, though.
Hey, listen, you got to try, but Sendi just gets bursted out so hard. Rias is able to just tank it up and survive. Potential turnaround here. Scatter the Weak breaks a lot of the shields. Ultimate goes out from the Sejuani. Not enough, but Jexor is going down because they're in hot pursuit. Sir Zipri is out of mana. He's got to flash forward. Rias is going to go down. Knockups abound, and you gets chunked. Goku goes in. He's got Undying Rage. Evrot's forced to flash, and it's a shutdown, but Goku-chan goes down anyway. Johnny Rockets has finally joined the fight, so you know what he's about to do. He's going to chop them up, and he's going to send them to their graves. Fate sealed to end the game. Game 1 to the Eutectics.
9-7-4 onto Johnny Rockets. A 12-3-8 performance. I mean, Eutectics felt like they created such a lead that Weber State could not come back from. Absolutely tough hole that Weber put themselves into. A triple kill going into the enemy Corky's hands early on.
Tough.
Kind of sealed their fate. No pun intended here, but Yone as well coming in. Johnny Rockets. I mean, good performance, right? Johnny Rockets having a massive performance here. Zipri having a massive performance. I don't know how often you're going to get gifted a triple kill, but that fight in that bottom lane, it felt really tough. It felt more forced than it needed to. And I really like that Zipri was able to kind of pick and choose. His target selection was very good on that bottom side fight, and they just kind of ran away with it. Good dragon stacking, good control, especially their macro, right? Around that Otacon play, I cannot glaze it enough. I mean, it was so good, right? They drop the Rift Herald onto the bottom side. Unfortunately, Weber has to answer. They snuff out all the vision on the top side, right? So no river vision, no red side vision, no Baron vision, and then they just wait like sharks, waiting for the unfortunate Sendi, the support, to check in, and he gets absolutely bursted out, and they get the Otacon after. I mean, it was just really chef's kiss play from the Eutectics. Whoever's coaching him out there, beautiful job.
Yeah, fantastic stuff, and they shut down the side lanes so well. 6 grubs, Cassante, Tryndamere, no problem, especially for Johnny Rockets. He got the job done, and the job is done for us for game 1 at the very least. So we're going to take a short break, and when we return, we're going to kick it to the game 2 draft. What could be the final draft of the night, because I forgot these are all best of 3. So because I've been used to best of 5s for a little bit now. So we'll catch you in a little bit. Welcome back, everybody, to the NECC regular season here in Division One, Group B. We just saw the Eutectics lay the hurt. They laid the hurt on Weber. Not Weber's best performance, no.
No, definitely not. Not Goku's best performance, that's for sure.
It was tough
Unfortunate
out
for
there.
him on the Trinimir, just could not get things going, neither in the side lane, because everywhere he went, Johnny Rockets was there, hand in hand, side by side. Unfortunate. I mean, he was solo killing him too in that side lane as well. Like, it
That was
didn't
bad.
matter if he had
That's
undying
bad.
rage. He would just kind of wait it out and then cut you again. Like, it was tough. It was tough. Difficult composition as well to kind of execute, right? Poke compositions with the poke Varus, and you're playing the side lane pressure. You have to be very tight knit. You have to make as little mistakes as possible when you play those kinds of compositions. Making things harder for yourself is not the move. I think they kind of disrespected the Eutectics just a little bit here. They didn't really understand what they were going up against. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth, and Weber absolutely got jaw-jacked.
Absolutely should be. And this can have some very heavy implications for, as we talked about, for the CLAW season as a whole, right? Weber is currently sitting at number 16, right? And the Eutectics look like a team that they might need to get a bid from the seeding committee if that's still a thing in 2025 to get in. So, all of a sudden, like, we could see Weber drop real low, the Eutectics come up a little bit higher, and I have a feeling if the Eutectics end as a top 20 team at the end of the season when we get to CLAW voting, I think a lot of those people who are on the CLAW power rankings that are probably going to be on the committee are going to vote for them. So listen, this could be, if the Eutectics have a good season, they win this division, they win this group, they look okay in the North. All of a sudden, this is a team that could be on the 11th of February fighting to get themselves a CLAW championship bid. Like, that's actually mind blowing to me. This match matters so much.
People will look back to this game. They'll be like, why did we vote Weber in when they lost to the Eutectics? They might look at this game and they'll be like, wow, they might be on the cusp. It might be on the edge, like you said.
Hang on, I'm going to pull up the document here too. I want to take a look.
Oh, we've got a document. You bring up a lot of. I'll talk while you bring up the document here. But you make a lot of good points. This is a definitely important match here, especially the way the Eutectics won. It wasn't really close after, I would argue, like 14 minutes, even 12 minutes, right? At one point, it was a 1,000 gold lead, and then it ballooned to 7K. There was a couple hiccups here and there. Weber did get like 2 fight wins in a row because of Sendi's engage and kind of taking these uneven fights. But then the Eutectics kind of just tightened up. They did really good macro, and they absolutely blew them out in game 1 here. If it's a very similar game 2, yeah, we could be looking at a scenario where Weber doesn't make it in simply because they lost to the Eutectics.
Hang on,
what is this document? You got some information?
I got the unofficial tournament sheet by Dakar 44. So we all know, we all in the space know Dakar. Did you know the Eutectics are 3-0 in the North right now?
They are 3-0 in the North. I don't believe they faced anyone of I would argue, importance in the North just yet. There are some heavy hitters. I
didn't ask you that. I asked you if you knew that the Eutectics were 3-0. Guess what?
I see you're
they're in the playoffs.
You're a score box guy.
They're in the playoffs. Like, this is great for them. Like, they're doing better than Michigan State. They're doing better than Bethany. Like, they're doing better than SLU. Now, SLU is, listen, it's not the same as last year. We'll just put it that way. That's all we really have to say. But they are still, they're one of the 4 undefeated teams in the North right now. This is really, really good for them. And I'm going to take a look at the West here for a second. Weber is also 3-0 out of the West. Like, this is a match between 2 undefeated teams, one in the North and one in the West. Like, you only get this sort of cross-conference gaming here in the NECC.
Agreed.
I don't know what my point was.
Confirmation bias. North is stronger, obviously. It's arguably the number 1 ranked conference, we'll call it, in Collegiate League of Legends. Like NECC, actually, I got to find producers the number 1 ranked conference.
Well, no, actually. I mean that's facts. Just because of the sheer number of teams that are good.
Facts. Yeah, facts. We've got a good good crop of talent in the NECC, and the
Somehow
Eutectics
Northwood's
clearly
not in the
showing.
North anymore. They're in the
Yeah,
NECC.
insane. And
They're just
these
wood
are our
now.
fearless bands. These are our fearless bands. So for people that don't understand what this is, maybe they're tuning in, maybe they don't know what is fearless. It's been taking over the scene for the past, I would say, half a year. I have my
Don't be
gripes
afraid.
with it, but overall, I think it's fun. It's not, yeah, you
Don't
don't
be
got to
afraid.
be afraid. That's for sure. Essentially, for the rest of this series, if it goes to 3 games, the characters or the champions that you see on the top left, right under Yanni, are not available for either team. So neither the Weber State or the Eutectics can play these champions. So no Varus, no Tryndamere, no Syndra, Sejuani, Nautilus, Corki. Neither of these teams can actually pick up these champions that are highlighted on that bottom, or I'll say middle left under Yanni there. So does bring a little bit more spice into the NECC. I love it. It's really good for that entertainment value, and I especially think it's going to help teams kind of get a little bit more creative, right? It helps teams that maybe a little worse, maybe don't have the best meta reads, play their own game, right? They can kind of come out with some really cool compositions and really look to upset some of the quote unquote better teams ahead of them here. And I do want to see the Eutectics kind of come out hot again, swing with some bread and butter compositions. I think what they ran was very, very easy, very, very simple. I think Weber should run something similar. Don't make the game harder for yourself. As I say that, though, the Mantheon just gets absolutely slammed in here. Could go support, could go top lane. I don't believe in Pantheon mid. I don't believe in Pantheon jungle this season. I don't think it's that good.
You don't believe in Pantheon jungle?
Not right now.
Are
Not
you
in
crazy?
this meta.
Are you crazy? Are you actually? Go back to Marvel Rivals, bro. Go back to Marvel Rivals. Pantheon is 6-4 in the LPL right now.
Dude. This is not the LPL. I don't like LPL.
What do you mean you don't believe in him? He's been being played as a jungle there. He's been very successful as a jungler.
I don't think teams can replicate LPL picks and say, yes, I can do this.
Okay, hold on. No. That's not what you said. That's not what you said. You shut up. That's not what you said. You said you don't believe in this champion this season in the jungle. What are you talking about, Shibby?
I don't believe in Pantheon. It's fake news. Fake news, guys. God. It's fake news.
Just like how nobody believed in Jalen Hurts and then he won the Super Bowl yesterday. Anyway, for the rest of the draft here, we got Jace, we got Maokai, stock standard stuff. We got a Scion coming through here for the side of Weber. What shocks me to my core, Shibby, is where the hell is Ashe?
Unavailable. Snoozer pick, the Malzahar of the bottom lane, as I like to call it. Maybe both of these bottom laners don't want to pick it, as you see a Tristana being locked in here. And we got Scion and Ezreal. Now, Ezreal.
Ashe?
Yeah, Ashe is not available. No Ashe. No more. Ashe machine broken. Just like McDonald's ice machine or ice cream machine. Ashe machine broken.
Ashe cream machine broken.
Ash cream machine broken here. But we do get Ezreal, I think, is a fine pick right now.
Absolutely.
As an AD carry. I think he's really, really good. I believe his items are very good, as well as being more slippery in these kinds of situations, especially with more objectives on the board, with more skirmishes. Having that escapability is so important, and just being able to survive through the sheer amount of fights that there are in this game right now, I think it's very important. Mobility is king, as I do see a Jace being locked in for the Eutectics here. And, you know, you brought up the LPL. I do want to talk about the absolute heresy that is happening in the LPL with these tank Jace picks. I mean, it is downright sinful what I'm seeing.
You might not see it anymore after the changes. So LPL's not on live patch as of right now, I don't think. I know as of 2 days ago they weren't. So nobody's really seen Jace in tier 1 play post changes. For those who don't know, they reduced his base damages, increased his AD scaling because his base damages were too high, so you could do a bunch of damage as a tank. We're going to see Poppy get locked in here. Really love the Poppy into this Pantheon. Just going to shut it down completely. Talia's going to come through here, so we're going to try to get some decent control in. And Talia Pantheon, it's like the poor man's Vi Ari. It's pretty good, though. As my co-caster is losing his shit. So Leona's going to get locked in. We got Vi Ari at home.
There's no reset, so there's no Ari aspect. I understand what you're saying, though. A lot of CC setup, mid jungle, very easy to land, I would argue. Point and click stun, similar to the point and click R of Vi. You've got a W.
Shibby.
And we've got Jace mid.
Where's the magic damage on the Eutectics? Where are we going to see full AP Maokai or something?
A TCG player's worst nightmare at a card shop. Where's the magic, guys? Where's I'm here all night. I'm here all night. Anyways, both of these teams squaring off already. Zebra's flying in.
Oh, Yu is in trouble. Oh, he's going to have a worse start this time than he had last time. 150 HP is better than no HP, but first blood to Everott.
I've played these games before. I've seen it happen to Eutectics. They already get a kill.
What is going on out here, Shibby?
Absolute pandemonium. Sendy
you know what, Shibby?
Clear away some of this vision.
Shibby, you might have been cooking when you said, only show me the top 15 teams, bro. Because I don't know what we're seeing here. A lot of damage. Jexter's in the middle of 4. The flash! There's kills being traded!
James is able to get that Bramble Smash on top of Jexor, so he's not able to get that fully charged Q. Everott, though, full HP. 3/4 mana bar, but Johnny Rockets is back. You've chased too far deep.
It's a pincer.
This is not your KFC.
It's a pincer. Everott from the top rope forces the flash out of Gloom Grove, and Sendy will fall to Johnny Rockets. Yu's got to flash away. What is going on?
Whoa. Yu's all chatting worth. I got your chickens. I'm in your brain as he's talking to James. And wait. Look, wait.
Oh,
look at
no
you.
Way.
Look at you.
No, look at him, not you. You walking up. James got no HP. It ain't James time. He's got to flash away. The red buff's beating the crap out of him.
James doesn't even stick around for the potential smite steal. Yu has taken over James' jungle here. Rent unaffordable. Prices are too high. James says, I can't afford to get my red buff here.
Same.
Yo, as Everott all in onto Goku.
Everott's got this. Wait a minute. No, he's getting low. He's got to go range. One more auto attack from Everott. Oh, Goku flashes. Everott flashes. It ends up being a 1-for-1.
We've already got the feats of warfare completed.
Oh, this dude is dead.
Eutectics.
Oh, wait, Sendy tanking. Teleport coming in. They got to get to him quick. Ignite. And he's down. Yu gets the credit. Sendy will live, but Rias is here. Rias picks up 1 kill, but Rias gets chunked out hard. Here comes Everott once again as Yu leaves his teammate to die. And now Yu's caught between a rock and a hard place, trying to pump out as much damage as he can. He's got so much, but no, he cannot secure a kill. What
Charged
a weird game.
Potentially. A lane swap happened in the middle of this. That's how Gloom Grove and Sendy were able to set up that dive onto Johnny Rockets. Everott TPs after trading 1-for-1 in the mid lane. That TP finally gets there after 3 million years. But we also see Zebri not actually interested in the lane swap, right? He's just absolutely laning against Jexor. Reyes is roaming around. Everett's gonna die.
He can't get close to him yet. All right, he doesn't take a whole lot of damage, which means Everott's just dead. He's got no flash. It's a matter of who you want to give the kill gold over to. You can give it to Ezreal, you can give it to Pantheon. Either one works.
2-1. This Pantheon jungle right now. Maybe we're learning a little bit from the LPL here, but a hectic first 4 minutes. 9 kills right now, and luckily Johnny Rockets was able to TP to that mid lane, pick up a lot of that CS that might have been dropped by Everott here, but it doesn't matter. Goku-chan, a nice, comfortable 12 CS lead over his counterpart, or their counterpart, Goku. A lot better than they had in game 1.
Johnny, what
a Champions Zaddy's player, and Johnny just absolutely eats that Q for breakfast.
Bro's just face tanking. Shibby, what is going on this game, man? I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone here. Johnny Rockets is going to go in for the 1v1.
You have no HP,
but he's going to die. He's going to flash away. And he's dead.
He opted in for that fight, knowing he had lower HP.
Yu's coming up for round 2. Hold on. Hold that thought. Rias has been stunned up. Yu is in range, and Rias is going to shove right into him with the charge, but he's going to die anyway.
Yu has cranked that so hard in the top lane. It's absolutely insane. He's been there 3 times now. And honestly, going crazy, right? He's got the tunneler in his inventory. He's literally the strongest member on the map. Yeah, he's the strongest member on the map right now with just that one item. The burst damage that's coming out of this Pantheon, absolutely Billy Bonkers.
This
Goku,
entire
level
game
6.
has been Billy Bonkers. Let's see what Goku can do at level 6. Rias at level 2 is coming through, baby. Trying to make the play. Goku shot the save play.
You lose aura points for that, Reyes. That's minus aura, bro.
Oh, no, not the negative aura, bro. He didn't do anything wrong, man. He doesn't deserve the negative aura. Void Grubs have been spawned. Dragons on the map. Are we going to see the Eutectics go for the Grubs? This might be the first time we'll see James actually do something in a little while, as James been quiet ever since he got shoved off that red buff, but it looks like 3 Grubs will go the way of the Eutectics. It's really good for their comp. They've got Jace, they've got Tristana.
I mean, to kind of scope out of the pandemonium that has been happening, Yu has made really good usage of the extra time that was allotted to him by taking over James' topside jungle, right? Because James now has to clear his bot side. He was super low. Remember, he had to flash away with like a sliver of HP. Probably was only able to take wolves, smite it, has to recall. The whole time, Yu has been ganking. He's gone top lane 3 times. He's been able to cycle his camps. Realistically, he's made really, really good usage of the time that was given to him. And even though James is, up maybe a camp, Yu has allotted himself 3 kills. And it just feels like this Maokai simply picked for these skirmishes, for these team fights when he's level 6. All he is a peel machine and a ward bot with the saplings. Like, he can't really get much done, and he's opting in for AP. You asked, where's the magic? James has brought the packs.
Well, James doesn't have a whole lot of packs right now. He's got packs of Homelands right now with just his Faded Ashes. Homelands is a really, really bad set. One that almost killed Magic the Gathering. But that's a story for another day. So the dragon has been secured by the side of Weber, and Yu, who is 3-1 right now, as you said, has put in a lot of work so far. Exactly what you want out of the Pantheon. And Sir Zephyr is going to go over the top on him. He's in a 1v1 with Gloomgrove. He gets the second hop off, drops the ultimate, but can't get the last auto. Oh no, it's a disaster. But here comes Goku to cut off Rias. Sir Zephyr on the backside. Sandy is chasing him down, but doesn't get a stun on him because, as you said, Evrot is there. Gloomgrove. He's going to stick around with low HP. Now you and Goku. It's a weird scenario. We'll see what happens. So it looks like nothing will happen. Everybody lives.
A whole lot of shoving back and forth, but unfortunately, neither team comes out with a kill here. Zephyr, if he gets that auto, potentially resets, maybe can pick up more kills with Evrot heading on the way here. I'm very surprised he opted in for that jump in because Weber took the dragon, and Johnny Rockets looking for a 1v1. Last time he lost it.
Yeah, it's looking much better this time around, doing quite a bit of damage. Didn't even take a turret shot there either. Well played by Johnny Rockets.
Really good usage of his Mega Timer as well. Kind of efficiently cycled all of his abilities. Good stun lock onto Jexor. Like, there just wasn't actually any room for the retaliation, right? Maybe there's a bit of an outplay. If he ults, you ult, you can't get CC'd. Just then like you have time to charge up. Yeah. Realistically, though, this game, much more dead even, much bloodier, funnily enough, than game 1, at least in the early minutes here. Dragon coming up in about 3.5 minutes, as well as we've got the second round of Grubs coming in very soon. We'll see if Weber is opting in to stop that. I feel like you'd want to, specifically because you do have that side lane pressure of the Jace, and the Gnar can definitely get things done. And you don't want to really give 6 Grubs over to a Tristana. I feel like she'll melt every single turret in the game.
Got a quick look in at the gold.
Look at that gold lead
here, as the gold is dead even, but the jungle and the mid lane are the 2 big spots. Yu and Evrot have done a lot for their team so far, despite the fact that the game's pace has really slowed down a lot here. Should be seeing a lot of pings up near the top side of the map. Wonder if they're going to stick around anticipating this Tristana perhaps heading to the top side, because I think we'll see another fight around Grubs. Weber really doesn't want to give 6 away with this Eutectics team.
I will say I'm much more confident in both the mid laner and bottom laner of the Eutectics, Zephyr, and Everett having those gold leads. Not as dominant, right? You has about a 1,000 gold lead over James, but that's Pantheon, right? Yeah, Sundered Sky Pantheon. He's going to dominate these early fights, but come 20 minutes, I don't think he scales that well as James.
I'm surprised James didn't just
jungle.
drop his ultimate. Everett is going to chunk out you, but James got no HP left, and looks like they're just going to have to give that up. Well played by Weaver to just walk in.
I mean, you got Sundered Sky Pantheon, like you mentioned. James not opting in for tank items. He's going for that Leandries first to provide that magic damage that you were so obviously pointing out. Where is it? Where are they going to get it from? Not that I think it's going to be enough. But yeah, you has to take full advantage of his power spike right now. It's one item and that's it. After that, you start falling off a cliff very, very hard here. James is dead.
James is so dead, bro. Just a matter of who's going to get the kill. It will go to Sendy. They had to give the support his first of the game.
That's really lazy jungling there, and I hate to pick on James, but that jungle's not yours. Once you got invaded,
Oh, big stop by Rias. But Sendy's at level 6, which means he's got his ultimate available. Double knockup is there. The question is, who are they going to dump everything on? It's Rias, as Everett knows he can't go in, so he's not even going to try.
Yeah, interesting look from Reyes. Maybe a miscommunication between him and Everett, because he stopped the Pantheon stun, so he could have just walked out completely, but opted in for the slam into the wall. Maybe he thought more damage was coming in, but Goku-chan held on to a lot of his abilities, was able to knock him back. But I do want to bring up that point. Bit of a lazy jungle from James there, because he got invaded on the top side, because you know they're going to be on the grubs. Your job now is to get what you can on that bot side. Start setting down wards, start setting down minions, or saplings in this case. Take away his raptors, take away what you can from you. You're not going to be able to contest that side of your jungle, especially when multiple members are missing. Very, very interesting. Maybe he just didn't respect the fact that a play could be made onto him. But you've got double globals, right? You and Goku-chan can be on one side of the map very, very quickly. I would even argue Jexor. It takes a little bit longer, but they could potentially 3-man you on that bottom side, on that mid laner, very, very quickly.
Something that the Eutectics need to be acutely aware of. Gloomgrove, though, not acutely aware that Sir Zephyr had stayed. And he's going to get jumped on. This is bad. That barrier's not going to set. No, he did it again! Sir Zephyr did it again, and Rias can't close out the kill! Gloomgrove gets it, and he lives with a sliver.
Twice. Like you said, it's happened now. He's unable to get that auto. I understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to get the launch into the trailing auto, but he's just not quick enough, and now he's lost out on two kills here. Eutectics facing a situation where Zephyr not necessarily in that hard carry role or doesn't get gifted those kills. What do they look like when the game is a lot more even? What do they look like when Weaver makes less mistakes and are more proactive? Well, right now, this is the result. 1,000 gold nearly in the lead here. They're going to be able to pick up potentially this dragon, if not at least contest it for a big fight. Like you said, on that Sundered Sky.
They just backed.
Yeah, they did just back here, refreshing some of their wards. I do think Weaver are in the more dominant position, but we'll see if Eutectics can burst this down before anybody knows. Grand Skyfall available. Goku also has his ultimate. Weaver's wall ready to go. They've got a lot of globals, but instead, they're going to opt in to not use them. Just going to give the dragon over. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Mountain Dragon secured for the Eutectics. Not bad there. You get 4 grubs. You know, you've got 1 dragon. You stop the stacking. This is a pretty positive situation, given the fact how poorly the game went earlier. 4 grubs were just not as good, but here comes Pantheon flying in, and Rias is in a lot of trouble. Stunned, goes down. Sir Zephyr is forced to flash away.
Yeah.
Everett's in trouble now.
Everett?
He's going to take a lot of damage. Goku was just pelting him with rocks.
The
He who cast the first stone gets the kill on the Jace. Oh my god, wait, there's more fighting. Should be, hold on. That's Weaver's wall right there, not Weaver's wall, as Goku flies in, and he gets 2, and the other one goes to you as Weaver stamps their mark on this game. They break it wide open.
Goku does it all, gets a solo kill on the top side, joins into the bot side, gets a double kill, and with this turret being taken down here, it's going to give them that full feats of strength. I believe so. I could be wrong. Never mind, I am wrong, because actually Eutectics ended up getting 3 kills early on. So feats of warfare went over to them. The feats of power, so now we have the objectives.
Gloomgrove is going to go down. Everett gets kill credit for that one. And finally, the Eutectics get something back here on their big carry. He's been silent since that early game.
Yeah, and the Eutectics are going to pick up another turret for themselves, despite the kill differential, right? 7 in the favor of Weber. A lot of good global gold going into the pockets of the Eutectics. They got 2 turrets taken down. Those extra.
The Eutectics have the
Yeah. So they ended up. I was going to mention they ended up taking that turret in the top lane. Specifically, Johnny Rockets ended up taking it, so they got that feat of strength.
Reus is low, but he's able to get out. So Zipri times the stun perfectly with his jump.
Yeah, gold pretty much even now, and like I said, remember I was much more confident in that gold lead being into Evrot, into Zipri, because they're going to scale up. They're still going to be able to pick up minions as we flash over. Look, it's a massive gold lead for you. I understand. He's nearly, I'm not going to even say nearly, he's 2,300 gold ahead right now.
He's the
you look at, yeah, you look at bottom lane. Look at Zipri, who's about 600-700 gold ahead. I mean, Yu's going to start falling off. At least with Jaime, you've got a lot of utility. You've got the saplings to provide vision. You've got the peel. You've got the lockdown. You can do so much more with so much less that it feels like it feels like he's racing against the Ghost, and the Ghost is catching up slowly but surely.
Oh, Zipri made a mistake there. He's got to try to find a way out. He dodges the Zenith Blade. He ults away, but Sendy is chasing him down. He doesn't have any summoners. Eventually, he's going to get caught by the Zenith Blade. It's just a matter of can he somehow sidestep it. He does not. He will fall. Gloomgrove gets the kill.
Zipri has been pretty confident jumping in, right? And second time he's been punished.
Oh, wait. Johnny Rockets.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Here comes the Maokai ultimate. Johnny Rockets is
Evrot's
too low.
here.
Reus with a big double knockup. And here comes Evrot. Flies in. And he drops the hammer down. But Goku is able to save the day and help his team out as they wipe the Eutectics off the map.
There's just not enough damage. It's only Evrot. Zipri already went down. Johnny Rockets unable to participate as Meganar only in his mini form. Overconfident play. Yeah, you got a lot of CC. You locked up multiple members. But if Evrot's the only one bringing damage in, it's just simply not enough. And now Weber, with that counterattack, I'll say, are able to pick up this Herald. Gives them the opportunity to push down one of these tier 2s, right? Bottom lane. Could push down that tier 1 in the mid lane. And all the meanwhile, Jexor just gets a solo kill onto Johnny Rockets. Johnny Rockets flashed!
What is going on this game, Shibby? The Eutectics are playing so undisciplined as a whole. I mean, they came out and they played, by all accounts, a strong first game where they got the lead and didn't let it go. And this time around, it has just been completely different. They get behind a little bit and they just keep trying plays that aren't working.
Yeah, it's really odd that when they're behind, they feel the need to try to go for these heroic
They're
plays.
the MLXG meme.
I mean, they scale though. They've got Jace, they've got Tristana. Once Jace picks up potentially Cyrilda's, he's gonna start melting through your team. Like, there are late game power spikes to be had here. Granted, Weber does have that Ezreal, does have that Talia, who might be able to one combo people eventually. But I don't know why they feel the need to try to go for these like 90-10 plays. And look again, they're gonna try to go for something and they might just lose. Like, they're getting completely zoned off of mid.
And Riftchild's gonna get the big charge in, so Zipri is gonna head over to try to stop the bleeding there as they're a 3-man death ball. Jaime is off to the side, 4v4 for right now. But Jexor is a little bit closer to his team than Johnny Rockets is to his. They're gonna target out Jaime. He walks into the middle of it. Yeah, he'll get the roots down, but he's dead.
Does not respect the pinch. Thought he was safe. His team is answering mid. He's off to the side, gets caught out. I mean, these are just, like you said, undisciplined League of Legends.
Oh, that doesn't work the way you want it to, Reus. As they turn his TV off and surround him with 5 members. They got the mid turret, though. Now Johnny Rockets is going to have to go on the escape plan here. However, the rest of the team, okay, good job there. Johnny Rockets dropping his ultimate. Looks like, oh, never mind. I thought they were just going to go for the dragon, but they're going to go for the Evrot too, as Goku is in hot pursuit, and he gets him, pelts him with rocks.
Yanni, it's in the name. Unstoppable Onslaught. What does unstoppable mean to you?
Much like Weaver, you can't stop it right now.
I respect the play from Reyes. Unfortunate. Would be cool if that's how the interaction worked, but yeah, I mean, undisciplined. I harken back to that word because it's such a good use of it here. It feels like the Eutectics have taken 2 steps back. As again, they're going for a play. Secret flashes it. For what?
He flashed into the wall. He flashed into the wall. Now he's slowed. Now he's just dead. Wait, what's going on? Johnny Rockets, what are you doing? My goodness. Oh, my goodness. What am I watching?
You sound disappointed.
I am. I am.
It feels like we got such a good game 1. Really good play from the Eutectics, and we're like, okay, good. This is where this team's strength is. We get into game 2. Weber just doing the exact same thing. Maybe these teams are much closer in strength than we realized, right? Maybe they're both just able to give each other an absolute shellacking. I'm afraid for game 3. If we end up in that situation.
Yeah, because at this rate, who knows? Weber could toss their cookies here, you know? We don't actually know.
I mean, despite the kill differential being 16, as we do see a 1v1 on the side, Everett, I don't think you win that, buddy. He's got 2 giant belts with your name on it.
No, he wins it now. Oh, no, wait, he's unstoppable. Oh, no, he's going to stop. He's been stopped. That one stops the unstoppable onslaught. As Jexor will eventually go down. Everett goes into melee range of him. He will survive. Johnny Rockets gets away on the top side. A positive play for the Eutectics for the first time in what feels like forever.
Yeah, but Weber needs to recognize that play and just go, okay, we can take Otacon because your jungler's down bottom lane. Instead, they're going to opt in for mid. Zipri!
I respect it, but Zipri is dead because everybody's able to fly in. Talia Pantheon just cruise through with their globals and turn it around.
This man cannot be stopped. Please remove the W key from Zipri's keyboard immediately. This guy flew in 1v4, no cleanse, by the way, has barrier, because he doesn't care about stuns, doesn't believe he can be CC'd. Gets absolutely blown up in that mid lane fight for a tier 1 turret. What are we doing? Why?
I wonder how different this game would be if he got those 2 kills instead of them getting away on a sliver. How different this could potentially be, as it reeks of desperation out of the Eutectics. And you mentioned it, they have good scaling. You know, this is an AD Jace, so he's going to get stronger, and they're just not being patient, and somehow they're only down 5k.
It's really interesting that, like you said, they're only down 5k. I think some of that is alleviated by these CS leads, the CS leads that both Zipri and Johnny Rockets have. It's not a lot, as Johnny Rockets is going to take a fully charged Q.
Oh, thank you guys.
His Mega is running out as well, though, so he might be in some trouble.
Jexor might be the one that's in trouble. Never mind. He doesn't actually do any damage to him. Because
Tickle Monster.
Yeah, he's got Sunfire, he's got Heartsteel too. Actually, wait, Johnny Rockets, he's kind of slapping a little bit. Nice dodge. He finally dodges one.
Okay.
Johnny Rockets, my goat. Trying to do what he can. Meanwhile, the rest of his team, or the rest of Weaver, I should say, is up top. Here come the Maokai roots. Typically, if you're the one to start Otacon, it goes bad for you. They shut down the Ezreal, but they're trying to turn it around. Yu gets onto the backline. He's on Sir Zipri. Sir Zipri leaps over the wall to safety. And the question is, will he get Sendy on the backside? The ward is there. The Otacon has been taken.
It was voracious.
Huh?
I don't even know. Don't ask me. Riot Games, fix your game. Fix your game.
What? This is a voracious Otacon game? I don't even care about what's going on down here. This is a voracious Otacon game?
Voracious Otacon game. Not enough kills. More blood for the Blood God.
I guess.
As you picks up another kill with that Grand Skyfall. Really good usage. It's been sparse, but every time he's used it has gotten a ton of value. Either a kill or an assist or something here is, like you mentioned, Voracious Otacon. Once those 3 floating rings surround your character, I've talked about it before, I'll talk about it again, Yanni. It is an absolute IQ debuff. These guys end up playing so much worse. They'll dive under turrets because, like you said, you only give 200 gold. It's not a whole lot. You're only down for like, what, 10, 15 seconds max? I mean, James is going in like he's got voracious.
I was about to say the same thing, Shibby. As James will fall for the 6th time this game. He's not exactly tanky. Oh, they get the stun off. Sir Zephyr's forced to flash, and Goku knocks him up to the side, and he knocks him up again, and he's CC locked for days.
Shackled, completely locked down, Sir Zephyr.
Quintanamo Bay.
Quintanamo Bay is another dragon gets picked up by Weaver. That's their second Cloud Dragon, working towards that Cloud Soul here. Puts them on Cloud Soul Point. Now you've got such a big lead. You've got map control, you've got the TP coming in. Sure, I agree with this 100%. Weaver can start this Baron and stop it. Let's see if the Eutectics can even do anything about it. They've got a little bit of poke coming up from Everott's side. James does have flash,
this
but
would
he is properly
be
getting
the
zoned
game
out.
for Johnny Rockets to steal it. He will not steal it. James' ultimate comes through. It does not hit anybody. Weaver is draped in purple. 30 kills to 9. 26.5 minutes in. A near 8,000 gold lead. And they have plenty of siege.
Just gonna get back out onto the map here as we're gonna see Eutectics throwing some underhanded tactics. I don't think they'll be able to kill you. The whole team is pretty much here.
There comes Evrot. They're going to make this engage happen, but he's not taking enough damage. Sendy comes through, lands the stun, and Evrot realized that he can't help out. He's trying to do what he can, but he's just mired by these two and their combined CC. Johnny Rockets is going to hit the blast plant out. Evrot's going to need to make the great escape. I think he might have been spotted out by Jax over here.
They definitely saw him.
Surely.
Definitely.
But he's not.
Not fast enough, not quick enough, not sneaky enough here. Sendy is just 1v2ing right now, doesn't care. Red buff,
now it's
flies in.
2v2. They're going to engage onto James, and here comes Goku. And the question is, can they burst down Johnny Rockets? The answer is yes. He's not able to go Mega. And yeah, you know, this game is over, should be.
It was over like, what, it was 28 to 10, or 28 to 7, right? And we still ended up getting Voracious, and then Weaver picked that up. They're gonna push down on this bottom lane. I'm sure they can push down into the Nexus turrets here. Not a whole lot the Eutectics can do. I want to harken back to that word one more time that you said, Yanni. Undisciplined gameplay from the Eutectics. A lot of forced errors. Not unforced, a lot of forced errors.
Here we go, big burst damage.
CC chain.
This is the chance for them to find a way back in. Evrot trying to get to Goku, but he can't, but the shutdown goes to Zephyr. That's the good news. There's a lot of shutdowns available to claim, Shibby. The question is, can you get your hands on any of them? Bloomgrove is ready to join the party. Knockup has been dodged out on Jexter down to about half HP. Johnny Rockets with the TP on the backside, looking to make a play. The black one is there, knocking Jexter's over the wall. They're going to turn on the Gloomgrove, and Gloomgrove has been rooted by the Maokai, but you lose a Nexus turret for it.
A lot of gold going into the pockets of the Eutectics here.
That respawns, by the way.
It does respawn, which is really cool, actually. I've yet to really see it. That coming into fruition, at least at
you think we'll see it this game?
I know it's... Dragon is coming up in about 1:45. If Eutectics actually end up winning that fight, or potentially even taking this dragon, yeah, we could see this turret respawn. I think it definitely in a potentially likely scenario here. I mean, how often have you seen it happen in the LPL?
Literally 0 times.
There you go.
And I've watched almost every VOD.
There's potential here. I think, unfortunately, this isn't the LPL. Games can tend to drag out longer than they should. Collegiate games, Collegiate League of Legends games, tend to be a lot more sloppier, a lot more messier. Both teams don't really know what to do. Sometimes they spaghetti. As Evrot, I don't know if he's
misses the shock blast onto Goku. If he hit it, maybe. But I mean, he didn't even proc his Seraphs. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Goku was in any real danger, though Jane is right now. Johnny Rockets.
Oh my God, he walks into another one. I mean, Sendy has been on fire with these solar flares. Go, the engage is there from Rias, and Goku gets shut down by the Poppy, but the Poppy will die on the backside. You is 12, 1, and 9, Shivy. The clear MVP from this game.
Yeah, I thought he was
We're crowning him.
fall off a cliff. Yeah, I crown him.
He's pushing people off the cliffs.
Sir Zipri. I know he wants to jump in.
Just do it, bro.
I know you want to. The urge is tickling the back of his brain, but unfortunately, he's actually going to not listen to the voices this time. As Zeke said, 12, 1, and 9 on this Pantheon. I really thought he was going to fall off. I really thought that the Eutectics would be able to wait on some of their big AD scaling threats in both Evrot and Sir Zipri, but unfortunately, that got thrown out the window. I think if Zipri can hit this 4th item, which should be Infinity Edge, there is a world where they can take these fights front to back, but it might be too little too late, as Jexor picked up his 3rd item. Surprise, surprise, it's a Randuin's Omen.
All right, James, look at that damage. Look at that magic damage. Drafted by the Eutectics. Good stuff there. 31.5 minutes as the soul has been started up by Weaver.
I've ever heard you before.
I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated at this game, Shibby. Like
4 years of casting League has worn you down.
Yeah, like I'm so frustrated with this game, with the way the Eutectics played game 1 and the way they came out and played game 2. Yeah, you get behind, but you just can't let this sort of thing happen. And Sir Zipri is just not where he's supposed to be. We see the split push in the top lane. I feel like that judge off Master Chef that everybody hates, but he only criticizes. Yeah, Joe Bastianich. That's how you pronounce his last name. Thank you, Adam on prod. As James is going to get knocked out. Oh my goodness. He got chunked real hard there, buddy. This will be the end of the game. Although, this Nexus turret hasn't respawned yet.
It's bugged on my screen. I think it is. It's firing away.
Wait a minute. Something right here. Hold on.
It's T-posing. That turret's T-posing.
GG for Weaver there. As, yeah, you know, they... it's just... I want these teams to know. I want these people watching to know. I love collegiate League of Legends. And sometimes, you know, if for those who are old enough to have children, for those who have pets, you love them to death, but sometimes you get frustrated with them. My cat wouldn't get off my computer desk the other day, and I had to shoo her off, and she tried to bite me. I got really frustrated at her, you know, and I yelled at her because she tried to bite me. That's how I feel about the Eutectics right now. That's how I feel about Weaver a little bit too, because they could have ended this game like 20 minutes ago. But they played a very clean game.
At least you only got yelled at when you get frustrated. Not a lot worse. Anyways, we're gonna go.
On that, we should go. We'll be back for game 3. All right, feeling good. We're back. Weber versus the Eutectics. Number 16 versus number 24 on the power rankings. Perhaps we should abolish every team below number 15. We'll find out, though. I have confidence that both of these teams can actually play a clean game. So,
Abolish? You want to Exodia obliterate them from
yes,
the
I
power
do.
ranking?
I do want to Exodia obliterate them from the power rankings.
I will say that the reason that obviously some of these teams are ranked a bit lower and the notions around that is because of the high variance, right? They gave us a very solid game one. I think both teams played game one pretty well until it got a little bit out of hand. And then in game two, unfortunately, if you want me at my best, you have to handle me at my worst. And unfortunately, the Eutectics.
If you want me at my game one Eutectics, you need to handle me at my game two Eutectics.
There we go. There we go. And now, ideally, we go back to the mean, right? We regress to the mean or progress to this mean potentially.
Regressing to the meme here.
Yeah, as we're gonna get something maybe in between that. Obviously, I'm sure they're not proud of that performance, 1000%, right? Especially because of the game one that they put on, and they were able to kind of give it to Weber. Weber are very happy on that game two performance. I mean, they just kind of kept going, right? They utilized their tools very, very well. As much as we harp on the Eutectics for that game too, Weber actually played a
Oh
very
yeah.
good game too, utilizing their globals, specifically with the Pantheon and the Talia here, the double globals. I really thought this Pantheon was going to fall off eventually, but they kind of just never let up on the gas and kept making plays, kept punishing the Eutectics when they were out of position, right? They had very good tools to say, hey, four guys are mid, you're in your jungle. That jungle's not yours anymore, buddy, as you're going to Talia wall in, Pantheon ult in, and it was done deal, right? They had a very, very good understanding of how to pilot those ultimates and understand where people are out of position. Solid objective control. I never really worried about when they're around Dragon setting it up. Very good decisive objective control as well. They took Otacon very quickly. They took Baron very quickly. I feel like Weber, this is the Weber that we saw last year. This is the Weber that we got to see in ACL compete last year, right? We got much more of why this team was so good, how they won the West last year, and why they competed in the top 32. I'm glad that we got to see the highs and lows of both teams, but now when you're in game 3, when you've got 20 champions banned out now, because we are in Fearless that are not available to both of you guys, this is where you get into your pockets. This is where you start digging in your champion pools, and hopefully you're not pulling out lint, not pennies. You're pulling out dollar bills and credit cards. Yeah, hopefully your pockets aren't looking like that.
Nah, I got no shmoney right now, my friend. I spent all my shmoney on League of Legends figurines. Oh, there goes
That's a
Teemo's
cool
hat.
figurine. Oh, what? I haven't seen that one. Is that the new LeBlanc? Like the new...
I don't know. I can't remember. No, this is Championship LeBlanc. This
Okay.
is Championship LeBlanc. Gwen's scissors are gone, so instead she's repping the LPL for right now.
Respect. Respect.
And Timo lost his hat.
Oh, that is a... Why is there a hole there?
I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. The producer is molding right now because it looks so bad. Here's the rest of his hat.
Where's
Anyway,
his brain? Where's his brain?
do you think Timo has a brain, bro? Come on, let's be honest with ourselves. All right. So a couple of things as we're getting through the bans that I want to talk about is really this Weber roster, and I think we need to remember after that game one, maybe we set expectations a little bit too high with them getting a new AD carry, them moving their old AD carry to support, and them getting a new jungler. I thought you looked really bad in the first game, and I was really worried for Weaver. I was like, oh, maybe, just maybe they're not actually that great, and they've lucked their way into a 3-0 in their C-Lol division, and things aren't going to go that well. No, you really showed up in game two, and I think Gloomgrove has had two really good games, right? I mean, he got fed. He was doing good damage on the Varus. It just so happened that the Corki got a little bit stronger, and
Yeah.
it was problematic in that game. But now I want to see stuff like this. We're gonna get the Wukong going over to Jame, meta junglers coming through, baby.
It's funny. I did actually see it go top in the LPL. Didn't actually go too well, right? I was kind of crazy, but yeah, this is kind of what we're talking about. Another classic jungle matchup here.
Nice.
I like that Weber has opted in
This might be the LPL
for...
after all.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I like how they've opted in for another fast clearing jungler. Like I said, we are in Fearless. 20 champions are removed from both teams. 10 on Yanni's side, 10 on my side. And this really thins out what you can play here. Obviously, this Jhin, pretty standard pick, but now we're going to get stuff like Misfortune, right? Because Ezreal was taken away, Corki was taken away, Varus, and all these different things. And Yanni, I know the question you're going to ask. Ash Ice Cream Machine is broken.
Ash McCream, yeah, exactly. It's broken. All right, so there's a couple of problems I have with this Eutectics team that we've put together. We got Misfortune, we got Alistar. So you have your engage with, you've got your buddy with Wukong, you have the Misfortune ultimate, but you're playing into the Zyra, and now you have to play another con.
Yeah, I think it's tough too, but I think there is a bit of a lane kind of matchup as well. Alistar and Rakan. Alistar has a really good job of kind of dealing with it, right? Can W him away when he gets into the quickness, has the unbreakable, has Pulv. I mean, it's a very bread and butter combo from the Eutectics. Like, once this bottom lane hits level 6, if you're Jin, if you're not ghosting or flashing away, you're pretty much dead to rights. You're CC'd for a very long time. Like, you look at what UHP is, Eutectics have layered on top of each other. They've got a tried and true 5v5 wombo combo team fight. Now Weber has to come up with answers. Poppy's not available. You can't pick that to dissuade the engage. Renato was available, but you opted in for the Rakan. So what are you going to bring out from your top laner and your mid laner that says, hey, let's disrupt this wombo combo. Let's not let them get these on board. Maokai's not available. You don't have Sion. There's a lot of missing pieces here. Maybe you opt in for a Malphite into that top side if Weber ends up playing it, if Jexor can handle that. I think that's a very good pick, especially into both the Misfortune and the Wukong. A lot of armor, a lot of good damage negation, a lot of CC. But both of these guys just opting in to ban out more mid laners. Aurora, LeBlanc, Silas, Victor. I mean, the mid lane pool has thinned so heavily here on top of the 4 mid laners that are not available. So we're digging really, really deep right now. And I asked for a tank. I asked for something to deal with. We get Renekton. Are we gonna get Ari Vi from the Eutectics? Is this gonna be a Wukong top potentially? I don't think so.
I actually think Vi would be a pretty good pick here. You can single out the Zyra to be able to blow her up. I was expecting Weber to kind of say, "Hey, you know what? Let's take Galio or something like that." I think that would be a big help for disrupting the Eutectics. And now with this Rumble lock in, I think Galio has to be the pickup here. Galio is so good into him, and that is what they're gonna do. This is what happens when you watch a lot of League of Legends like me. Now, my question is, are they going to send the Galio into the Rumble? I don't think you should. I think it's probably fine to just do Renekton into Rumble, maybe a lane swap if you want.
Yeah, I definitely think there's an opportunity to lane swap into the Rumble. He's a very, very gold hungry champion, very, very gold hungry character. If you can kind of keep him down, get some dives going potentially, maybe with this Zyra, who is going to have a faster clear, by the way, who outpaces and out tempos the Wukong. It's a very, very viable option. I also don't think
it could still be a Rumble jungle. Who knows? Maybe they swap at the end here.
Maybe they swap at the end. I also don't think the net benefit you get, or the benefit potential you get from taking the Galio into the Rumble. Yeah, it's a good matchup. Don't get me wrong, but like Renekton into Ari, like I don't think this Renekton.
That sounds awful.
Any fun, right? You lose so much on that end that I think the potential gains from the Galio Rumble is just not worth it here. Plus, realistically, the most value you're getting out of it is when this Rumble ults, you ult onto your own backline, as I did see that swap from the Eutectics there. Very, very scary. You get that value, right? He drops the red carpet. Well, you are completely fine. You can drop that Galio ulti, completely save your team. You have a lot of disruption, like you mentioned. Although I do think it'll be kind of tough to lock down this Ari. That is my one worry for this team.
Yeah, you don't really have the ability. Everett has an opportunity
Point and click.
to just, Everett has an opportunity to just do whatever he wants this game, as long as he keeps a safe distance and doesn't get hit by these skill shots, right? As long as you're not in range of the Renekton or the Galio, you should be fine. As long as you aren't getting hit by Rakan's knock up the roots from Zyra or Jin. Listen, the world is your oyster. You should be able to take over, and a player of his caliber, I would expect that. Now, the question is, where are we going to see you make his first impact? Insta-clear jungler essentially should be able to get the better of Jaime in terms of clear speed, as you mentioned. Where is he going to go first? I think you might want to visit this mid lane first, if there's the opportunity, before the Ari hits level 6. You get the root down, you have the CC with the Galio, and not just with the Galio. Thinking about it more, you has plenty of lanes to gank for. You've got a fair amount of damage because you bring most of it, and everybody on your team has a piece of CC.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's very rare that you see every single member of your team ready to be able to set up, right? I mean, you don't even have to be the first one to go in on these ganks. You can wait for the guaranteed CC of the Renekton point and click stun, of the CC ability of the Galio, who can flash taunt, right? You can't taunt then flash. You can't do that anymore, but you can definitely flash taunt, get that 0.5 second taunt, gets the root in, and then you can get the Justice Punch, you can get that dash in, and you have a ton of CC going in onto Evrot here. And like you said, on that bottom lane, both Gloomgrove and Sendy got a piece of CC ready to go. Arguably, you want to make sure that Gloomgrove is the last one layering his CC on, and be able to get that root down. But yeah, I like that you point that out. I think this is a prime game for you to kind of get in, get a ton of kills, similar to what he did in Pantheon, but on a different champion, right? He's got bigger clear speed. He's got a faster clear time. You could even fancy an invade if you really want, but I don't think Eutectics are going to allow that again. I feel like we're in game 3. It's a really big game, like you mentioned. We talked about the implications it could have for this upcoming CLOL Championship, how it works in seeding. Both of these teams on the bottom end. These could be fence teams for sure being voted. So I think it's very important that both of these teams take it a lot more seriously, tighten up. Eutectics don't play the game like you did game 2, and the Weber guys don't play like you did in game 1. And I think we're going to see a very competitive game 3 coming out from these guys. But I want to see what you can do on something that's less burst gank heavy in terms of like CC and a bunch of damage, and more all about keeping up tempo and keeping up the rhythm, as I like to call it.
See if he has the rhythm of the night. Pullbacks coming through. Evrod and James are just kind of scouting things out for right now. Looks like Evrod might try to get in a little bit of a late ward. He's at least positioned for it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh! What timing. That was beautiful.
Good.
Well, he's going to give it away
Evrod.
by walking out here. So they should have at least an idea that there's a ward there, although I didn't see a ping on it, so who knows?
Yeah.
We are off to the races, both junglers starting on the top side. So see if we see any fireworks on the bottom side of the map, or maybe a quick gank up top if you're the Zyra.
Yeah, if James wants to match this pressure, if they suspect that the Zyra is starting on the top side, he's most likely going to have to skip skip a camp here. As yeah, I mean, tons of damage.
Electrocute does a lot of damage, man. That buff was
Electrocute is
unnecessary.
OP. Very, very OP indeed, especially on a champion like R. You can proc it so very quickly. Zephyr and Reyes, though. Alistar, Misfortune. Alistar, unfortunately, into these like pseudo double range matchups, just kind of has to sit there and take it as Goku, level 1 to 2 right now. He might die.
Oh, man. Yeah, he is so low. He's walking back, too. This is very dangerous.
He's already chugging those potions. Losing that life lead. Has already gone through 2. So, you know, these 2 potions, those are your 2 mistakes that you're allowed to make in lane. You kind of have to play near perfect if you want to be able to maintain some semblance of a lane, as you mentioned.
Here we go. Yu's going to walk up. The question is, can he hit the roots?
Oh.
Just barely misses. It will buy Goku at least a little bit of time to get this wave a little shoved, but things are not looking very good for him as he's very low, and he will be able to back off.
And the beautiful thing about Zyra is that she can go for that gank and continue clearing like nobody's business, right? She's still going to be pretty quick. Although you see James on his red buff right now hasn't opted in to skip a camp just yet. We should see both of them kind of mosey on down to this bot lane together. And if I think it ends up in a 3v3, I feel like you just bring so much damage, like you said, especially with Electrocute. As we do see Goku having to TP back in the mid lane. Evrod still has that lane shoved in.
Yeah, it was a good trade there by Goku, and good job to avoid a lot of what Evrod was trying to do. Goku trying to keep the wave on his side of the map. His ward has been spotted in the tri-brush here. It's a 3v3 in the bot lane for right now. We saw this in game 1, and it went really, really well for the Eutectics. See if Weaver makes the same mistake. The crab has been started up. And Yu is looking to just get out of here. He is on a ward, though.
I'm going to see him back, so James going to just book it to that top side, double crabbing you.
Oh,
here.
he faked it! Oh, this
They
is
know,
genius.
right?
No, they have no idea. They have no more wards, Shibby. You just got to hit the root. And he misses the root. And Gloomgrove misses the root, too.
Unfortunate. Like you mentioned, you was sitting on that ward, opts in to cancel the recall, and there is a big opportunity potentially for James to invade onto this top side, although you is going to come back a little bit stronger, has the Faded Ashes in their inventory, but James is still going to go for it. He understands that there was a little bit too much time wasted. Maybe you can sneak away these Krugs.
He's able to at least get there. Big headbutt to the side. The root's going down. Bloom and Sendy are trying to fire back, but Misfortune does so much damage. The Ignite down onto Sendy.
Low life totals for both the supports here, but it's extended
Another
trades.
headbutt pulverize. So Zephyr's not there to do any damage, though.
Yeah, might be able to get that Misfortune passive going to extra damage, like you mentioned, on top of new targets. But overall, Zeepri in a fine position. Both bottom laners kind of just fighting out their time, although Zeepri's got a Nice little 10 CS lead.
He's got an
Goku-chan
unmatched
once
mantle,
again.
by the way, but here comes
Sliver of
you.
help!
The flash, the taunt, the root, the knock up, the dodge. Well played by Goku, and you picks up first blood.
And that's that CC setup we talked about. The root, the taunt, into the knock-up. There is just nothing you can do if you're Evrod, unfortunately. You just have to sit there and kind of take all this damage that's coming in and pray that you survive. TP was used, by the way. This is a wave. They're going to miss. Oh, Jame opted in for the Hearthbound Axe. Doesn't have the Sheen, so the burst damage not actually that potent this time around.
Yeah, he does delay their backs a little bit and makes sure it makes time for Evrot to get into the mid lane and start shoving these waves. Going to deny Goku-chan a large wave there. Void Grubs has spawned onto the top side of the map, but neither of these teams seem rather interested there. But James seems interested in the dragon. He sneaks into the back. See if he's able to get that one for free, as Yu is also on the bottom side.
Yu is here. They're going to pick the dragon, as we also see Evrot coming in for a potential 4v3 tie, but they don't know Yu is here. They've spotted him out for sure.
Yeah, Yu has just mistimed the time he walked out of the bush. Knockups onto Sir Zephyr. There are three very, very low members of Weaver stuck under this turret.
Just down here to secure the dragon. Evrot's going to eat some of that honey fruit. As we do see Goku-chan saying, you know what? If you can roam, I can roam as well. I believe he does get... No, he doesn't get spotted out, but doesn't opt in. He doesn't want to go for the roam. Instead, he's going to opt in to wait in this bush. I don't know if he can burst Jane. Can he do it?
That's a lot of damage. The knockup's there. It chunks him low. Yu's on the back. It may have secured grubs for his squad.
I was really invested in seeing Goku-chan potentially being able to fly in on
Evrot might have to use his ultimate. Evrot! Well, I'll use the first charge, use the second charge, and he's out of there.
Yeah, this should be grubs pretty much secured, but Eutectics have swapped their bottom lane to the top here. A fast swap, right? We saw a lot of teams doing this last year. Grubs priority. I think they're even more important now because of the Feast of Strength and how important they are for you to get those brute upgrades. Also denying 6 grubs. Uh-oh.
Albert pulverize. Sendi's the target. He'll give it a great entrance his way out. As the grubs have been started up, but a little late as James is ready to join the party. Wards are here. Ari's already back. Renekton heading over, but Jin nowhere to be found. First grub goes over to the Eutectics, and they're content to just take the one and get out.
I like that. They're just denying the potential objective stacking. Right? Low kill game so far. We're most likely going to get Voracious again.
Are you sure about that?
I don't even know anymore. But I'm going to... If I'm a betting man, I say we're probably going to get Voracious here. But Weaver have, like you said, secured themselves a kill. You should just go back to his jungle, has his whole top side and bottom side ready to farm. He's doing pretty good. Actually, funnily enough, James has been able to kind of catch up in rhythm, we'll call it, where he's been able to kind of match the CS and the camp lead. Top lane going just about as we expected. Jexor has picked up a Hex Drinker for himself, but he's down like 15, 20 CS, you know, pretty consistently just because of the nature of Rumble. And now a lane swap has been initiated, which is kind of rough.
So sneaky.
Well, but look at Jexor.
Oh, here comes the Dominus pop. Oh, Sir Zephyr has to flash away. The slice, but cleanses on the stun. The dice is used, and Rias is forced to flash as well. They're in hot pursuit. Are they going to be able to catch him, though? Jexor is still rushing after him, down to half HP. Bullet time on the turnaround. It doesn't do that much damage, but the knockup is there. Aww. Slice, but no dice. The Eutectics will live. Oh, Sendi on the bot side. Wait. There's the Cyclone. There is the red carpet. They roll it out. James gets the kill. Gloom is stuck. What is he doing?
Wait, why did he not just exit out topside towards the tri-bush? He opted in to try to maybe go for a flash 4th shot onto Johnny Rockets. Ends up not doing anything. Saves his summoners. Gives another kill over to James on the Wukong. That's a 2-0 Wukong. You've thrown away all the hard work that you has done on this Zyra by giving those 2 kills away to the enemy jungler.
Yeah, I mean, once he goes back and spends that gold, I mean, at this point he might be on Triforce, right? And if that's the case, this is going to be a big problem for Weaver because, as we all know, Wukong spikes really hard on 1 and 2 items. He's just going to go bonkers.
Yeah, I mean, James could end up just determining these next couple skirmishes. The Dragon, the next set of Grubs, potentially even Herald. Like, these next couple objectives could just go over the Eutectics because of that pretty colossal blunder in the bot side.
Knockup misses, Root misses.
Oh,
And
James,
once again,
James is here!
Weaver can't do a damn thing. I love this bait here. James stays out, but
That's a lot
hard
of
to
damage,
do.
buddy.
The Strangle Thorns means that James can't get in there, and the cow dies for nothing.
No one breakable as well. Not able to get that
Very
extra damage
breakable.
reduction. Very, very breakable. As Sir Zipri potentially looking to bait this
James walked out of the
dive
bush.
here. But James, yeah, walked out of the bush ever so slightly. So they're not going to fancy a dive. Instead, they're just going to take what the Rift Gods have given them. And James has canceled his back multiple times. Spend your gold, for the love of God.
He cancels his back
Please!
again, and he steps on a trap and immediately gets slowed. So does Sir
Sendy might be dead.
Zipri. Can he get to him? James' ult is up. They knock him up. The charm is there. The bullet time too. Sendy is stuck. As you correctly mentioned, they'll get the feat of warfare. Sir Zipri gets his first kill. Now Dragon up in 10 seconds.
That was a lot of time wasted, though.
Uh-oh.
Look at Leandry's.
Curtain
You have
call.
Leandry's.
James takes one shot. Rias trying to play bouncer for his man as he'll take a shot in the back and he'll be just fine.
I don't know if you fancy this. James, you're low HP. You don't have any items. Yuz has Leandry's.
Back
That
in a
play
safe
that you
spot.
made,
Oh my god, how many canceled backs have we seen?
I think 5 I'm counting right now. And this Dragon maybe was supposed to go to James and the crew. Unfortunately, gets stifled by you because of the amount of time that James, Zipri, and Reyes took to make that play. They actually don't get the objective. And you're right. He had Triforce Gold for a very long time.
Elected to keep it in the back pocket. He'll lose the Dragon for it, but the feat of warfare not to be understated. As both teams are knotted up at one objective apiece. Talk goes down to the mid lane. Sendy is here for the knockup. Can they help out Evrod? Rias is here. Trying for the turn. He will get rooted up himself. Evrod is going to go forward and land the charm. That is a dangerous game to be playing, but a good chunk.
Yeah, but look at the whole time. James understood. Hey, Dragon's not mine. Let's secure these grubs.
Oh, they engage. Here's the knockup. James does have that Triforce. The question is he going to go in? Rias with that Unbreakable should be able to just walk it out for right now. 3 grubs go to the Eutectics.
Yeah, so for anybody keeping track right now, the Eutectics have feats of warfare, working towards their feats of strength right now, and they've got 2 of 3 of the objective they need. They got 1 Dragon, they've got 1 set of grubs, so they either need this next Dragon or even potentially Rift Herald if we get to that point. And either a first tower as well as Weber needs first tower plus the next 2 objectives. So Eutectics very, very close. Charm comes in. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, this dude's dead. His goose is cooked. 4th shot, bang, shut down. Going over to Gloomgrove, and James is here just to say hi.
Turret plating is up. It's going to go down very, very soon. This top tower under
What if
siege.
James takes this?
should
He
be able to
does.
kill.
He does take this. Hits the Cyclone, hits the other knockup, but he's put in the
Not
bounce
enough.
house. And he can't kill Sendy. It's another shutdown for Gloomgrove.
James was trying to give him in the spin cycle, but instead got put in the bounce house. First turret does go over to
Upgrade those boots.
the Eutectics here. So the boots do get upgrade. The feats of strength awarded to the Eutectics. Although those kills,
dying.
I don't know. I feel like that was a bit of an overzealous play from James. I just feel like they're not respecting Zyra damage. Leandry's, you mentioned, Triforce a very big 1-item power spike for James. Leandry's is an insane spike for you, right? Like it increases her damage so much because of the plants that can apply it, because of the constant ticks, the burn. It actually ends up being a ton of damage over time here, and so I feel like that on top of the electrocute, they just do not respect the Zyra here. I don't know how many times it'll take. Cleanse used.
Curtain call 1. Oh, he predicted that flash, I guess. So Zipri will only take 1 more shot. Bullet time goes out. It's just going to cause him to fan out, but you got stuck. He had to flash away. Good aggressiveness by James. And really, I think both of these teams, 15 minutes into this game, look nothing like the teams we saw in game 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Never mind.
much different teams. I think that was a good play from Everett. Good catch. Still has the slides available. 2 more of these dashes.
The second one, Everett is starting to put in work. The CB low mid laner doing his thing, but they get a kill on the way back. Elias got knocked up. The teleport lands. The double the double teleport. The fabled double teleport. Jaxor slices. He can't dice. He'll flash. He'll skull leak. And he's doing a lot of damage, but the red carpet gets rolled out. But it's not going to kill anybody. Jaxor is going to be able to live. Bloomgrove is burning, but he survives. The flash forward, Johnny Rockets gets the shutdown. Can he get the other taser? No! Sendy flies in to save his AD carry, and the fight goes disastrous for the Eutectics.
That is the most insane caster curse I have seen this year. You literally, not even 30 seconds before this fight said, both of these teams, good, clean game, not playing like they did in games 1 and 2, and both of them went, bet. And an extended fight in the mid lane, bit of over-aggression for both Everett and James. Even though you went down, the Strangle Thorns, the ultimate, the knockup, is what allowed Gloomgrove to pick up 2 kills, and then the double teleport from downtown of Weber, both Galio and Recton coming in, even though the turret goes down, allows them to clean up this kill. This is going to pick up the Rift Herald. Really good pickup from them, allows them to potentially knock down this mid lane turret. Dragon comes up in 40 seconds. Eutectics have opted to take control of that bottom side river. You see, I believe, a control ward in that mid lane river. You're going to also see them set up with Reyes, with James. Big CC machines here, as well as taking down the blue buff. They're just getting constellation prizes. They're removing more gold off the map here. I love that they're doing their due diligence here on the Eutectic side, setting up vision and setting up the waves in a way where even when they start this dragon, Weber have to make a decision. Do we pick up mid wave? Do we pick up bottom wave? Do we clear jungle? What do we do right now? Puts them in a very precarious position.
I think the answer should be is fight, because you have a 2-item Jhin, and that second item is Infinity Edge. Goku and Everett going at it. The CB LOL mid laners going head to head. Everett holding his ult in his back pocket. He'll use it to get a little bit closer to the honey fruit. Back on a ward, he does have teleport available. Meanwhile, this dragon has been started by the Eutectics. You should be able to get that one for free.
Yeah. Proper planning allows you to pick up stuff for free here. The vision control, the jungle denial, the wave pushes, all of those things culminated in them picking up this dragon here. Beautiful, beautiful play. Very, very low risk dragon for the Eutectics. And realistically, Everett popping that Foxfire Dash doesn't even matter, right? He's going to have that up very, very soon. Opted in. He's opted in, for these fights on the side lane against Goku-chan. Just keeping him there, not allowing him to use that heroic entrance to potentially swing these fights in the bottom lane. That's all his job is right now. And then when it comes time to fight around these objectives with his vision control, he can set up picks.
Charm there as Everett doing a lot of damage to Jaxor, but Steve Everett wants to chase him down. He does use the Spirit Rush to get him. Does pop the Dominus as well as the Hex Drinker. But Jaxor is stuck. Everybody on the Eutectics make a team play there when nobody on Weber was on the map.
Good pick, good play. Gold pretty much dead even between these teams. Objectives swinging over in the Eutectic favor, although Weber do have that Rift Herald in their back pocket. You has that Rift Herald. So if they get a pick in the mid lane, potentially in the bot lane, they could do a lot of devastating turret damage here. And I like how you pointed out correctly, like, hey, we should fight. We've got a 2-item Jhin. Zepri sitting on Bloodthirster and a Dream right now. Maybe we'll back, maybe we'll pick up more. As I say that, yep, gets the Essence Reaver. So your kind of window to fight, like you mentioned, not as big anymore. It's closing. Gloomgrove's burst DPS very, very good if you can single out one target with these extended fights. Everett sliding in and out. James getting up multiple knockups. Obviously, there's Zepri, 2 items with that bullet time. I mean, they're just going to kind of win over the course of 10, 20 seconds. It's tough. It's tough. Weber's window is closing to kind of put this game away, I would argue. And
real quick, if we could toggle the gold observers, because I just want to see something real quick. This is why you CS kids 1, 1, and 3 compared to 6, 1, and 2, and you're only down, what, 350 gold? This is why you CS well. Go into your practice tool, 10 minutes every day. CS.
Try to get every single one. Try to get every single CS.
Yep.
And then do it with bots on expert playing against you. And then go into a normal game. Lane against some real people. Try to get every CS. Right?
And then
This
lane
is why
against your
it's
challenger friends.
Yeah.
Holy. All right, they're just going to rip this Otacon here. And I think it's because Reyes is very low, and he does not have his flash. We'll see where this one goes. Everyone is hanging around the area. Rift Herald does get dropped in the bottom lane by the side of Weaver. This fight can determine a lot in this game, Shibby.
Johnny Rockets
taken
is
down
in
to
here.
half HP. Mentioned it, he's not. The teleport is available though. Jame lying
I don't
in
like
wait.
this.
Everybody's
like
grouped
this.
up over on the side of Weaver. If Jame can get an angle, it'll be good. Jexor has to back, but they're still on this Otacon. Sendy gonna go in, but he can't charm anybody. The quickness gets dodged out. Here comes the teleport. It's time for the Eutectics to make a play. They're on the Otacon. There goes the combo of ultimates. Jame flies in and knocks up 3. The bounce house rings true. Goku tries to split the fight, but he can't. Only trying to let his teammates get away. There's one withdrawal, but Johnny Rockets is flashing forward, burning him away. Jame is sliding through. The slows are there. Gloomgrove is out of summoners. The stun and the withdrawal. Jame is sent packing, but the Eutectics come up huge.
Weaver did not have control of that Otacon. Evrot ended up picking it up, but the amount of sheer AoE damage in a tightly confined space. Sir, no running with scissors and no fighting against a Rumble in Otacon area. It is so difficult to maneuver yourself around that tri-bush. I told you I didn't like it, Yanni, and that's why. The game swings completely in the favor of the Eutectics. A 4K near gold swing on top of the Otacon buff that they get as well. These withdrawals, like you mentioned, is gonna allow the Eutectics to play a little bit more aggressive. And Baron's coming up in about 2.5 minutes. We've got Dragon on the board, and it's gonna put the Eutectics, if they get this, onto Mountain Soul Point. This is the first Mountain Soul we've had this series. Last 2 Dragons were Cloud Soul. You have to bet that Weaver, even if they give this one away, they've got to fight them at 4th point. They've got to fight them at that Mountain Soul.
Everott's just going to stick around, eat some honey fruit. His ult's going to be coming up soon. See what the move is here for Weaver. Your Jhin is still strong, regardless of how poorly things have gone recently. Your Jhin is still very powerful. Dragon has been started up. I just don't think Weaver has the ability to move over. They want to wait for the Otacon buff to fall off, Shibby.
It's going to be a Dragon going over to the Eutectics as we expected. And now you've just got complete control. You might just be dead here.
Oh, that bullet time ripped him to almost half HP. Oh, they're going to
no.
drop the Rumble ultimate on top of him, too. He's able to sidestep just a little bit. So he's fine. 2 big ultimates invested, but they should be up for the next fight.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of siege, right? Pick up waves here. Oh.
Cyclone is there on the Jexor and interrupts Sendy's initial taunt. Jame gets rooted up. Surprised Gloomgrove didn't drop an ultimate down. He's going to leave that one in his back pocket.
Too much mobility, I think, on the side of both Wukong and
Johnny
Evrot. Here is Goku.
Johnny Rockets is in trouble as Goku runs him over.
That magic damage not too useful against Galio here, who's opted in for both Rift Maker. He's a lot beefier, right? He's super beefy, even with this MR in AP. Like, he's really difficult to kill. The lifesteal, the Omni Vamp as well coming out. I think this build is beautiful from Goku Chen. As we do get a pause here. Jame?
Pausers. It's not Jame time.
It's not Jame time.
Take a moment to really take stock of this game, Shibby. I mean, this got really wild, and it's been very unlike the other games in a sense that we're going like this right now. You know, we've got peaks, we've got valleys, instead of every game going, you know. No, this is very different. And right now, things not looking so good for the side of Weaver as we're going to head back into the game already. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. We've got a lot of pauses going on. I don't know what's going on. Shibby, the floor is yours.
We've got the candid. After you get in from a pause, the game pauses ever so slightly. So we'll work through that. As like you mentioned, yeah, I would argue peaks and valleys. I mean, there was a pretty high high-intensity moment around that Otacon. But after that, it's really slowed down. The Eutectics haven't really used that Voracious buff as aggressive as I thought. And you and Jexor are going to kill Evrot in this bottom lane.
Pings need to be on the Baron immediately. Jexor needs the back. Get to the Baron.
They're going to look to potentially take this jungle away. I don't think the Eutectics actually are in a position to take this Baron right now, especially with Johnny Rockets going down here. But he needs to be careful. That's not his jungle, right? You just saw 3 members bot. You need to make sure you don't get picked off here, especially so close to this Baron time. Both TPs are up for the solo laners. Evrot should be able to come back in about 15 seconds. It looks like Johnny Rockets might get dove.
Big bait there from Jexor. Suckered him in just a little bit. And they're able to take out the top laner. Take bot tier 1 turret as well. Great series of plays by Weaver.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised that Johnny Rockets felt so safe. You and Sendy were just in that bottom side, right? And you don't see him on the map. You don't have any wards. You didn't see him on river. You didn't see him mid. Like, you kind of have to play a little bit safer. Goku-chan, though, he's the play here. Let's see if he can get out. Does he have a teammate? Does he have somewhere he can TP to? Bro, they're just looking for this guy right now.
They might find
Goku?
him. They're lying in wait. James is going to go first. He's going to start this fight up. Knockup is there. Teleport is coming through as the Ahri is going to join the fight. And Goku is getting mobbed by the squad. Evrot takes him down.
That MR not too useful against the Wukong, unfortunately. He's got Triforce and Sundered Sky. It's going to rip through you. Sendy, though, the gang is here. You opted in for that Riley, so he didn't go for Blackfire Torch. He's opted in for a little bit more utility on that side. Not as much damage, but still, I think it's tough. I think Eutectics kind of feel stuck a little bit, right? They make a play here, but they're not confident enough to take the objective. If they kill this Zyra, though, different story.
Oh, Yu has put himself in a really bad spot.
Flash
Sendy's got to try to play catch up. Oh, flash away. Do they have the re-engage? The knockup's only onto 1. Curtain calls out, trying to do a lot of damage. There's the Unbreakable. Ultimate from the Misfortune. Jexor coming from the side, but gets charmed up, knocked up. Sendy lands the knockup onto the Misfortune. They're trying to do it with the Cancer Zephyr with a good sidestep, but he gets flashed on as Gloomgrove is ready to play. It's a double kill for the AD carry. Johnny Rockets comes through with an excellent equalizer to knot it up and kill Sendy.
2-for-1 overall. Weaver State lose their support in the process. No pings have gone down to this Baron, but both teams frantically need to reset, get these waves shoved in, because Yanni, I would argue, a more important objective is coming up in about 45 seconds. That Mountain Soul for Weaver, or sorry, for Eutectics, needs to be denied by Weaver here, or it becomes that much harder for your Jhin, for your Galio, a relatively low damage composition from Weaver to burst through these resistances, to burst through that Mountain Soul shield.
Without a doubt, Shibby. We'll see if Weaver has another one in him. 28 minutes into the game. The gold differential is 200. What a game 3 that we've been treated to here in the NECC.
Goes the distance. Both these teams digging into their pockets. We're fearless drafting 20 champions off the board. I believe 4 mid laners plus another 4 banned out. I mean, these guys are on like 9th, 10th best mid laners potentially here. And I've really been liking this Galio pick so far. The impact it's had, albeit subtle, really good into this Rumble, matching that side lane pressure, solo killing him as well as being able to provide that grand entrance shield. But here's the flip. Weaver is on the Dragon first, but the Eutectics are waiting in the wings, and these tight corridors, I don't like this river fight. If an equalizer comes in, we saw what happened last time.
Evrot's trying to complete the pincer. Knockup goes on to James. James was taunted, but the combo rips them to pieces. Low health bars. Knockup's abound. Evrot trying to get out of the backside, but Goku gets in there, but the Dragon was stolen away. The Eutectics take it, and everybody begins to fall on Weaver. A 4-0 as the Eutectics seize the game, and they may be looking to end.
When will you learn that your actions have consequences, Yanni? Weber once again funnel into the river. It happened on Otacon. It's gonna happen again at Dragon. Equalizer into bullet time, into Cyclone. Natural disaster for Weber as they are just gonna lose the game here. 30 minutes in. Wombo
Sandy
combo
tried.
for the win.
They get the job done. That's one way to get it done on Misfortune. You hide where the Alistar can't find you.
Tons and tons of damage. I mean, beautifully executed. The pinch from Evrot, the equalizer into the bullet time, and then just a little Cyclone cherry on top. Just a little bit. That's the extra secret ingredient that your grandma doesn't tell you when she asks. When you ask for the recipe, like, what did you put in here? Well, it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a Cyclone on top. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful team fight from the Eutectics here, and they're able to take the series 2-1. Now, CLOL committee, whoever's going to be on there, potentially me, potentially a lot of other people, they're going to look back to this game when it comes to voting. And they're going to see game 1. Wow, really good job from Eutectics. Game 2, what the hell just happened? And then game 3, back and forth, back and forth. And then they're able to execute on their composition. I think both of these teams very deserving of their rankings, of their spots, but we could see some shift. We could see a paradigm shift next week, or this week, actually, technically, once they release. I'll be really interested to see.
We're going to have to send Hawk and Grapes the tape, you know, and
Mhm.
because we know they're on it. We'll even have to send Rare Adam the tape. He's on there too, although I don't think Adam needs the tape. I think he's seen enough tonight to make a decision.
I'm excited for Grapes' CLOL talk. Professor Grapes coming in. He's going to have to analyze. He's going to have to analyze
whatever happened in game 1 and 2. But game 3 was really a well-played game. Honestly, proud of both the teams for the way they played. And, you know, the Eutectics just had a more creative fight to end the game. And Weaver just was not prepared for it.
Yeah. And, you know, in the draft, you thought the Galio would be enough, the magic resistance and everything like that. But sometimes, you know, the game kind of just tells you how to play. Right? It kind of just gives it to you on a silver platter. And the Eutectics, they weren't trying to get cute. They weren't trying to get fancy. They're like, oh, you guys are bottled up in this river area trying to deny this dragon. You don't have mid lane push. You don't know where Evrod is. Oh, we're just going to pinch you and we're going to slap a wombo combo on top of your head. It doesn't matter about your heroic entrance. It doesn't matter how tanky you are. It doesn't matter that your Jhin is 8-2. You can't outlive 3 different ultimate abilities. And I just love that the Eutectics like took what was given to them, and I think that's a very important skill, especially navigating the new meta. Very, very well played. Very good series. I mean, 2-1. Couldn't have asked for anything better. Couldn't have asked to cast it with anyone better, Yanni. I mean, I had a ton of fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. That game 2 was very entertaining, and then game 1, obviously lots of liking. That game 3 though was chef's kiss. Fantastic. Should we do we have an MVP of the series? I'm thinking about giving it to Sir Zipri.
I think that's fair.
At game 2 was mighty questionable, but game 1 and game 3 were really good.
I think a sneaky pick might be Johnny Rockets, low key. I think he performed pretty admirably in all of his games. I think he had really good Rumble equalizers. He had a really good Yone, right? Completely neutralized the Cassante, and then the Tryndamere on top of that in the side lane. I mean, game 2 is game 2. You can't really do a ton when the I mean
he was up CS on his lane counterpart. He was up gold. Obviously, it's Narn to Scion, but you know I can respect the sneaky pick there. I don't know if it's the one, but I do respect it.
It's not the flashiest one, but I think he played, in my mind, the best consistent gameplay, whereas we saw a lot of ups and downs from Sir Zipri. He can carry, but he can also kind of just throw games away or throw his life away a little bit. I think he had a pretty quiet Misfortune game. I think it was, like he said, laid up there. I think, realistically, I really love the impact that Johnny Rockets had on the Yone. I really love the impact he had on the Rumble. Was he really able to just kind of turn fights around almost immediately? Understood how to ult and where to ult, which is a very valuable skill for a lot of Rumbles. You'd be surprised how many people can't do that. So yeah, I think I'd give it to Johnny Rockets, but I don't hate that Zipri gets it as well. I think both of them stellar performances across the board, and I'm really excited for this Eutectic teams who kind of we got to see come up from last year playing in these like lower division stuff like that, and now they're kind of they're swinging for the fences, like you said. They're coming up to bat.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. Really excited for the entirety of the CLOL season, and of course, always excited for more NECC action. And if you're excited for more NECC action, you're in luck because tomorrow at 7 p.m. EST, we got Counter Strike 2. On Thursday, we got Rocket League and Overwatch on Friday. All those at 7 p.m. EST. So you're not going to want to miss it. But that'll do it for us here tonight. For myself, for my co-caster Shibby, for Adam and Chippy behind the glass, we want to thank you all so much for being with us here this evening. And we hope to see you tomorrow for some more NECC action.